the Irish manager. Interesting what he had to say there, Pat. And I think what he likes about this team, and certainly what I'm reading into what he was saying, reading between the lines, there's a bit of versatility here. He's got options with that 11.
Yeah, he is. I think with Manning on the left, he gives him an option, like I said earlier, to get the ball into the box. You're not going to ask him to go and get beyond people. If he gets half a yard, go and deliver. And then you're hoping Smodic, Zaz are joining up with Ferguson. I think with Doherty, there's probably a question mark with Doherty playing left back. Liam Scales probably could be a little bit harsh. We know he can play left back, left sided centre half. Matt Doherty's played a lot of his career as a left wing back and left back at Wolves previously as well, so he's well used to playing there. But I do think there's a balance in that team as well that can shift. They can shift to a 3 if he wanted to do that as well. We discussed that maybe, Keith. We thought, could it be a 3, could it be a 4? So if he has to change it in game, he can do that. But yeah, listen, it's a strong enough team. I don't think we're missing too many that would start. Maybe, I don't know, if Seamus is fit, maybe.
If this was a hard team for him to pick.
It was. I think it is a hard team to pick. I think Troy Parrott is a massive miss. I think given how well he's done at AZ Alkmaar over the last couple of months, maybe the last year or so, he was probably one of the first names on the team sheet. The fact that we're having to wrestle Azaz in there. But what I do like is what the manager has said there about Sammy Smodic's been able to play off the right as a number 10, can even play off the left or go and join in with Ferguson. We do have versatility in the formation. We can drop into a 5-2-3 or whatever sort of fluid formation we want. And I do like the fact that we've got a Benny on the bench, Johnny Kenny. If this game gets into deep water and it's on a knife edge, we've got players that are capable of changing the game from the bench.
Yeah, and I think the key to that, when you look at the team, we probably don't have a load of pace up the top end of the pitch, and that's what Benny gives us. When you are under pressure, when he plays in them wide areas, he can travel with the ball, you can play him behind, he'll go and squeeze the opposition. So I think the substitution, we do have a few options. Johnny Kenny is quick as well if he wants to play him behind, as Keith says, late on in the game. But I think the start is massive for us, because I think the crowd are wanting it. We're all wanting a performance and a win. Performance probably not, but a win definitely, and the crowd are waiting for that. So hopefully we start the game quite well.
Predictions shortly, but first let's go to the K Club and get the latest from the golf with Greg Allen.
Rory McIlroy will head into the final round tomorrow with a real shot at winning his second Irish Open after a 4 under par 68, a second round in a row without a bogey, which leaves him on 11 under par, tied for 4th place and 4 shots off the lead. It was another illustration of McIlroy's supremely controlled ball striking, and for the second day in a row he missed just 3 greens in regulation. The putter could have been a bit hotter, but there was one 37-foot putt on the 14th green, which dropped in on its last roll, which backed up 3 other birdies. Frenchman Adrien Sadier, the reigning Italian Open champion, leads on 15 under after a 68, 1 stroke clear of Spain's Angel Hidalgo, who made 12 birdies in a 63, 7 of them in a row. He's 14 under. Then on 12 under, another Spaniard, Alfredo Garcia Heredia, and then on 11 under, McIlroy and Sweden's second round leader, Joachim Lagergren. Shane Lowry had a frustrating day on the greens in an otherwise fine ball striking round of 70. He's on 6 under, with Tom McKibben on 3 under and Alex Maguire on 1 under.
Thanks, Greg. The anthems have just started. Here's the Hungarian one. game, moments away. Portugal won 5-0 today against Armenia. Ronaldo 2, Felix with 2. Is this must win, Keith?
I don't think it's a must-win, Darren, but it's a definitely must-not lose. And I would take a point, but what's Pat saying about the performance? I would take a point if we're on the front foot and we're pushing the issue and we're really trying to force the win. If we sit back and we get over the line with a humpy-bumpy win, a humpy-bumpy draw,
are you saying it's a draw then, yeah?
Possibly.
Final thoughts, Pat?
Yeah, I think we need to go and win this game. I spoke about these type of games here before. These are games we haven't won, we haven't got out of them. I think we've got to be on the front foot tonight, start really positive, go and win the game, puts us in a really good position, go to Armenia.
And do you know what was interesting? Earlier today, the Republic of Ireland manager played them a video from former Irish footballers telling them what it meant to wear the Irish jersey ahead of the World Cup.
You won that, Key?
No, I wasn't. Kenny
was probably on it, was he?
Let's see our commentary team for this game on OT Radio 1. Adrian Eames and Kenny Cunningham.
Cheers, Darren. Good evening. Well, it is a sprint, not a marathon. 6 games in a 10-week burst for a place at next summer's World Cup finals in the USA, Canada and Mexico. Lansdowne Road is a sellout. Around about 52,000 packed in. There's still a few empty seats, mind you, but I'm sure they'll be taken up very shortly as the two captains exchange pennants in the middle of the pitch. Nathan Collins and alongside him Dominic Szoboszlai, our match referee this evening, hails from Germany. He's a 40-year-old, Hans Osmer. He's got a diploma in business administration and works as an investment controller in Hanover. There's a right old buzz in Dublin 4 this evening. Kenny Cunningham, are you sharing the optimism?
I certainly am. Really looking forward to the game this evening. Great opportunity for these players. A lot of positive energy coming out of camp in terms of the chat from the management team, players as well. Kind of almost confident there about the players. That's good to see, Adrian.
Well, the crowd really been stoked up before kick-off. The Irish players just giving each other high fives at the moment. Ireland all in green and the visitors Hungary all in white, and they brought a considerable support, you'd have to say, as well. Around about 3,000-4,000 away to our left-hand side in the Havelock Square end of the ground. It's a perfectly still evening for football, so conditions absolutely ideal. The Irish players in a huddle, so too the Hungarians, and this is it. This is where it all begins for the Republic of Ireland. It'll be a short and sharp campaign for Heimer Hallgrímsson and his troops. They'll be off to Yerevan early tomorrow. Pretty lengthy trip as well, a 7-hour flight to get to Yerevan, Armenia. Perhaps feeling the effects today after that 5-0 dropping in the hands of Portugal, as Darren referenced. So Portugal already laying down a marker with that emphatic win in Yerevan. Who will lay down a marker here at Lansdowne Road this evening? Ireland will play from right to left as we look out from the west stand, attacking the Havelock Square end of Lansdowne Road in the opening half. And Evan Ferguson gets Ireland's World Cup qualifying campaign in motion, sending it back to Collins, who immediately sends it long just to test out this Hungarian defence, which generally speaking is very, very well organised and very tidy in possession. Collins onto it once again for Ireland as he sweeps it out to this near side. A lot of gloomy days since Ireland last qualified for a major competition. France in 2016 in the European Soccer Championships. And this is the moment that Heimer Hallgrímsson and indeed most Irish football fans have been looking forward to. Nations League and all that. Interesting enough, but this is the serious business, isn't it, Kenny?
Yeah, it really is. There's no point in denying it. It's a pressurised environment for these Irish players tonight. A lot of a certain level of expectancy amongst supporters, the Irish footballing public, and hopefully these Irish players can respond this evening.
Well, Matt Doherty had to deal with the ball, which was hoisted downfield, sent on now for Hungary by Nego. They'll be content to try and take the sting out of the evening and the buzz out of the crowd. They have their home support that have travelled from Budapest, making lots of noise here at Lansdowne Road. And they have possession on this near side, the west stand at Lansdowne Road, but Doherty's there to tidy up, and Collins inside his own penalty area tried to play the out ball in the direction of Manning, but knocked the ball straight out of play. Very important for the crowd to stay with the team early on despite any errors, and that was certainly an early mistake there made by Nathan Collins. It results in a throw-in for Hungary halfway inside the Irish half on this near side, taken by the right back Nego. Ball moved into a central position, and Styles sending it out to Kerkez on that left hand side as they try to probe and build down the flank with Shalai Like defending, Sammy Smodic, the ball floated into the area. Matt Doherty had some defending to do. He did really well initially to get it away, and Varga in on goal, and he lashes the ball into the roof of the net, and the goal stands. There'll be a VAR check on that, but in the second minute Hungary strike for the lead goal.
Wow.
Well, it was fairly thumped into the roof of the net, and the Irish defence caught flat-footed, and Hungary make an early breakthrough.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. My initial reaction, Adrian, was it was offside. We're going to find out in the next minute or so. Hungary just keeping the ball alive. Cross into the box is a decent enough head from Matt Doherty. Just kept the ball alive, just hooked it back into the box. And it was great reactions from Varga, putting it into the back of the net. We're just watching the replay here. Matt Doherty is a little bit, now he's onside, he's well onside. Problem there was Matt Doherty dropped a little bit deeper to win the defensive header, then probably a little bit slow in getting his defensive line off his other players. Varga was onside. It was a breathtaking finish as well, worst possible start.
Absolutely, an emphatic finish from Varga, making no mistake on the half volley over Caoimhín Keller, and rifles the ball into the roof of the net, and it's a lead goal for Hungary. He's a player in very much bang-in form, 10 goals in 11 appearances so far for the Ferencváros striker, and he's on the mark for his country, his 9th international goal, and he took it extremely well. The best laid plans for the Republic of Ireland gone out the window early on, but they have to try and settle into the contest. But what a fill-up and what a tonic for Hungary so early in the match, Keith Tracy.
Yeah, it's a really poor start from Ireland. It's Matt Doherty gets caught coming out late, but I'd be having a word with Nathan Collins. We had the ball in the build-up, and it's a needless pass out in the back. He tries to pick Manning out. We give away a throw in. We turn over possession, and we end up getting punished within the first 2 minutes. Really poor start.
Well, a great start from a Hungarian perspective. Kerkez has it, so Ireland have to come from behind. Concession of an early goal at Lansdowne Road. Some of the crowd just taking their seats at the moment. They'd missed that goal, and it was really well taken by Barnabas Varga of Ferencváros. Scored 6 goals in the Champions League qualifying campaign. They came up short in terms of that. Ferencváros, they will play in the Europa League under Robbie Keane, but he's bang in form, and certainly he was the right man in the right place for Hungary in the opening few minutes here at the Aviva Stadium, as Hungary tried to control the tempo of the game. It's with Orban just inside his own half, and plenty of time to weigh up his pass, and he sends it long 40 metres out towards this near side, and Nego getting forward, like Nego, who plays his football with Le Havre. He is French born. In fact, he won the European Championships at under 19 level with France before declaring his allegiance to Hungary, and he's got a throw in on this near side. Gets the return of style, sent back to Sabozlai, who'll be absolutely key for Hungary. Really important now at Kenny Cunningham for the Republic of Ireland to try and play their way into the match.
Yeah, absolutely. We keep your concentration levels now, not become too kind of despondent in terms of what's happened. Just make sure you don't compound the error by certainly conceding again. Just play your way into the game. You don't concede, of course, but at any time during the game, but if you are going to concede, it's probably the best time. Only 2-3 minutes in, plenty of time to get ourselves back into this game, so no panic as yet. Just keep our shape. It's pretty much as expected. Looks like Finnazaz is going to play just off Evan Ferguson. Sammy Smodic's off the right hand side, pretty much a 4-4-1-1. The Hungarians look a little bit different, going to slide into a back three at times. We're kind of Nego getting high up the pitch, Bolas coming into the inside kind of right position, Tout just operating in behind, Varga trying to find those little pockets of space in behind Josh Cullen and Jason Knight. They're going to have to be careful. So yeah, tough start for the Irish team.
Salai sends the ball forward for Hungary, and the race for possession won there by Darragh O'Shea. He's under pressure though straight away from Varga, who's such a hard worker for Hungary, and the ball played downfield. Callum Stiles went to contest the ball. Eventually it went out of play. It'll be thrown on the far side. It goes in favour of the visiting side, Hungary. But from their point of view and from the manager's point of view, Marco Rossi, a perfect start in Dublin with the early goal slammed high into the roof of the net by Barnabas Varga of Ferencváros, and they are controlling the match early on. 6 minutes played, Republic of Ireland 0, Hungary 1. Salai again tosses the ball forward looking for Bola, who got something on it, but a bit of a collision there with Matt Doherty. Play continues, and Darragh O'Shea has possession deep inside his own half, and in fact inside his own area. Sends it back to his goalkeeper Caoimhín Keller, who of course has made the move over the course of the summer to Brentford from Liverpool. Big move for him on a personal level in terms of nailing down the Irish number 1 spot with Gavin Bazuna back to full fitness. Bazuna on the bench for the Republic of Ireland. Really should run through the Irish team if you're just joining us. We'll give it to you now. It's Creevin Keller in goal, Matt Doherty, Ryan Manning, Darragh O'Shea, Jake O'Brien, Josh Cullen, Sammy Smodic, Jason Knight, Evan Ferguson, Finn Azaz and Nathan Collins. That's in the order it appears on the team. And now it's once again Hungary trying to dictate with Bolla on this near side. Gets the return of Nego. Neat little triangle of passes, and they've worked it really well. Hungary, the ball floated into the area, just too much depth on it, and Jake O'Brien across there to try and cut it out, but Milos Kerkez is available, and now it's Salai and Kerkez once again. Kerkez of Liverpool, who made the big move from Bournemouth. He played all 38 games last season in the Premier League for Bournemouth before switching to Liverpool. A lucrative move for him. One of 2 Liverpool players in the starting 11 for Hungary this evening. The other, of course, Dominic Szoboszlai, who scored that sublime free kick last weekend that gave Liverpool the edge against Arsenal in that big clash at Anfield.
Yeah, they've gained this luxury, Hungary, at the moment with the goal lead. Don't have to force things, just keeping the ball movement, keeping possession. Nice bit of rotation ahead of the ball. Szoboszlai in a central defensive position here. A lot of rotation around the pitch. Ball has impressed me so far, playing as a right wing. He's making some good diagonal runs on the inside in behind Martin Doherty. You're going to have to be careful of that. Just can't be too passive in this situation. I'm saying don't panic and stay in the game, but at the same time you have to take a step forward. Going to have to try and engage this Hungarian team a little bit harder up the pitch rather than sit behind and be a little bit too passive out of possession, which is what we have been. Maybe a little bit of a shot factor there going a goal behind, but need to snap over pretty quickly because a little bit too easy for the Hungarians so far the opening 10 minutes.
In the 9th minute, it's Ireland 0, Hungary 1. Ball out of play on this near side. It will be a throw-in for the Republic of Ireland to be taken by Matt Doherty. Heimer Hallgrimsson, the Irish manager, just off his seat at the moment in the technical area, looking pretty smart this evening with his black suit and white shoes and a white shirt as well, as the ball is worked back to Matt Doherty. Now an opportunity for the Republic of Ireland, who haven't really got into the contest so far, to maybe string some passes together. Finn Azaz pops it out to that right hand side to Darragh O'Shea, who helps it on. Ireland with a spell of possession. Jason Knight just sliding it down the line. It could be an opportunity for the Republic. The ball into the area. Well, Finn Azaz was arriving inside the area from about 10 metres out. He got some contact on it, but his first international goal against Bulgaria back in March, he just couldn't quite nudge it goalwards.
That's great play from Jake O'Brien down the right hand side, showing his pace, strength. It's a great pick out as well. Got his head up, could have easily smashed that towards the near post. That's where Evan Ferguson was heading. But he spotted one of his eyes arriving late, just maybe a touch too much pace on the ball, couldn't quite get there. It's far better from Ireland.
Well, Hungary with just 1 win in their last 6, but they're in front here early on at Lansdowne Road. But Ireland just beginning to build their way into this contest. Collins sends it forward, and onto it is Josh Cullen. And Josh Cullen, there's plenty of room out on Ireland's right-hand side where Jake O'Brien provides the outlet, but he just sends it back now to Darragh O'Shea, just on halfway, and he strokes the ball out towards the west stand, picked up now by Matt Doherty. Doherty enjoying his second spell at Wolverhampton Wanderers. Manning dropping very deep to get on it, and he rolls it back short to Doherty. Doherty's got Nathan Collins available to his right-hand side, and they work it right across the line to Darragh O'Shea, and Nathan Collins has plenty of time now, halfway inside his own half, to look up and pick out Finn Azaz. And Azaz with an early ball over the top, but cut out by Orban, and Nego is there to receive. And Orban under pressure now from Evan Ferguson, forced to work it down the line. Did really well to execute the clearance. Disputed throw-in, but it goes in favour of the Republic of Ireland. 10.5 minutes played. Ireland 0, Hungary 1 at the Aviva Stadium. Throw-in to be taken by Matt Doherty, about 20 metres into the Hungarian half on Ireland's left-hand side. Little give and go. He gets the return pass, and he just works it down the line. And again, the ball spills out of play. Just a slightly untidy passage of play as the ball goes over the sideline. So there'll be another throw-in for Matt Doherty to take. Hungary, like Ireland, haven't qualified for a World Cup finals in some time. Ireland, of course, back in 2002 with Kenny Cunningham and co. They haven't qualified since 1986. Smodic lining up a shot from about 25 metres out. Never quite got a hold of it and dragged it well wide.
Yeah, they're disappointed with that. Smodic's really kind of opened up for him. Found himself in a nice pocket of space. Had Jake O'Brien as outside, could easily have played him in, but he's in a central striking position there, almost 25 yards out. Wasn't getting closed down. no problems with him taking that shot on. Just dragged it wide to the post, unfortunately.
So goal kick for Denis Debuz, the Hungarian goalkeeper. Golazzi, who was the goalkeeper, retired over the course of the summer, so there was a lot of speculation in the Hungarian media in terms of who would get the number 1 jersey, and it's gone the way of Debuz, who's part of the Ferencváros contingent. 6 Ferencváros players listed in the initial squad, announced by the manager, Marco Rossi, the Italian who is very much immersed in Hungarian football, led Honvéd to a league title a few years back, and has become a real part of their footballing setup. He's extended his contract until 2030, and of course has guided them to the last 2 European Championship finals, so they've enjoyed success in terms of qualification for European Championships, World Cups, well, Shinshkealela, as they say. And they have possession and they have the lead at the Aviva. The ball pinged out to their left-hand side by Callum Stiles. The ball floated into the area towards Varga. It was a free header, but he was just coming in behind Nathan Collins, and Varga should have got his second of the night.
Oh, what a chance. Varga's apologising to his teammates. Kerkez was to put the early delivery into the box. It's brilliant delivery to the back post area. Nathan Collins is backtracking him. He just can't get the spring, can't get off the ground. What a chance that is from Varga. All he has to do is head it back across the goal into the far corner. Gets his timing all wrong. Heads it wide to the post. Massive let-off for Ireland.
Well, Hungary ranked 38th in the world. The Republic away back in 60th. And so far the difference in terms of the world rankings, I don't know how much you read into them, but they've been certainly underlined so far. In the opening 14 minutes, Hungary very much in control of this game. Sami Smodic with that attempt just a few moments ago, but well wide of the target. But Hungary with that early league goal scored by Varga, and he might have well have headed them into a 2-0 advantage. But they've got a throw in on the far side to be taken by Attila Salai, who's just made the move to Kasımpaşa in Turkey. His debut back in 2019 against Uruguay. Loic Nego, just about halfway inside his own half, and he just checks his run and works it back now to Orban, and Orban takes a touch under no great pressure whatsoever. And Nego, right-footed, just slices the ball, cuts across it, sends it down the line. Doherty is there, and so too is Nathan Collins, and under pressure from Bala, the ball has gone out of play. Good work by Bala to apply the pressure, but Matt Doherty forced into making the mistake there when they seem to have time to take command of that situation.
Yeah, just slightly better communication between Matt and Nathan Collins needed. There was a nice ball floated in behind from Nego. I think initially he was looking at Queeveen to come out. It was too far for him though. Just need to get to the pitch of the ball quicker there, Matt, and deal with it. See another corner kick now, more pressure.
And the crowd not too happy with the time wasting they feel that the Hungarians are engaging in, because Dominik Szoboszlai is taking all the time in the world to take this corner kick. He just strolled across to the corner flag down to our right hand side at the south stand end of the ground. So Szoboszlai to take this set piece. He's got support available from Alex Toth if he decides to go there, but he swings it in. It's an outswing and it's headed in. They've got a second goal, Hungary. A darting header, and Szoboszlai makes it 2-0 from close range. It's a fine header into the back of the net, and Hungary lead by 2 goals to 0 on the quarter-hour mark. Roland Szoboszlai with a firm header. It's a great header, or perhaps a free header, and Hungary 2 to the good.
Yeah, Dominik Szoboszlai showed his quality at Anfield at the weekend in terms of the quality of that free kick, but he showed it again this evening. This corner kick whips a wonderful ball into that kind of near post area, level with the near post, kind of gone away from goal. It's a brilliant header from Szoboszlai. The timing of it, absolutely exceptional. Just glanced it inside the far post. We've got enough players there, it has to be said. There's enough green jerseys in there. Somebody has to spot the danger, sense it, anticipate where the ball's going to land. If they can't win the header, at least disrupt this fella Szoboszlai, prevent him getting what was in fact a free header. Can't happen 6 yards out from your goal.
And Heimer Hallgrimsson, the Irish manager, cutting a very frustrated figure. All the best laid plans and what have you certainly unravelling in the opening 15-16 minutes here, Pat Fenlon.
Oh, it's a shocking start. Defensively, we've been so poor, particularly down this left-hand side. The first goal, he said, Nathan Collins puts the ball out, needless pass. This time they get a mix-up between Doherty and Collins. But again, it's a ball into the box. It's not a bad ball in, but it's a free header, like I say, just guides into the far corner. Defensively, we've been absolutely shocking. They've dictated the game, you know, and it looks like it's probably over already for us in this game. But really, really poor start. The manager must be pulling his hair out in there, because you can't legislate for bad mistakes like that, and that's bad mistakes from Premier League players.
Well, Jake O'Brien has managed to engineer a throw-in on the far side for the Republic of Ireland at the second attempt. He's about 10 metres from the corner flag on the far side, the east stand side of the Aviva Stadium. Shocking start for the Republic of Ireland, trailing by 2-0, 17 minutes into the opening night of their World Cup qualifying campaign, as the ball is sent in and the referee spots an infringement, and there's going to be a relieving free kick for Hungary. 17 minutes played. If you're just joining us, Hungary leading by 2-0 in this Group F World Cup qualifier. Portugal off to a belter of a start with a 5-0 victory over Armenia in Yerevan. That game kicked off at 5 o'clock Irish time. A brace in that game for Joao Felix, and also for Cristiano Ronaldo. He shows that no signs of slowing down. 5-0 win, a very comprehensive win, and Ireland of course heading to Yerevan tomorrow for their second match. But right now the focus is on trying to get back into this game. Hungary off to a flying start here with those 2 fine goals in the opening quarter of an hour. What have Ireland got in the tank to come back into this contest? They have to try and summon something here and really make a game of it if they can. But again, it's sloppy. They've gifted possession away. It's Varga who was onto it. It'll be tidied up by Darragh O'Shea. Out to O'Brien, the man from Youghal in County Cork, Ireland's right-hand side, and he just dinks it forward towards Evan Ferguson, and Ferguson under pressure managed to break the ball into the path of Finn Azaz, who helps it on for Sami Smodic, and Smodic dueling on the far side with Milos Kerkez, and Ireland will get the throw-in as a result. 18.5 minutes almost played at the Aviva, Hungary leading by 2-0.
Yeah, we could do a bit more of that. Jake O'Brien looking up, just hitting Evan Ferguson on his chest. Finn Azaz joining in. That was the trigger for Sami Smodic to get on his bike on the outside right position, eventually win a throw. It's going to be that long throw again from Jake O'Brien. So
O'Brien preparing to unleash one of these missiles into the Hungarian area. Ireland badly in need of a pick-me-up here. It's helped on by Darragh O'Shea towards the edge of the area and cleared away by Callum Stiles for Hungary. Back in by Josh Cullen, on by Manning, and Salai with the defensive header. And it's ping-ponging around. Eventually Nathan Collins will just send it back down towards his own goal, where the ball will be retrieved and worked back to Keevan Kelleher.
Yeah, a bit surprised on that long throw as Jake threw it in. It was noticeable. It was only Darragh O'Shea in that near post area looking to flick it on against 2 or 3 Hungarian defenders. The other big lads, Evan Ferguson, Nathan Collins, were looking to flick on the back post. I think we should need to change that, really get an extra player at that near post area and make sure you get that initial flick on. If you don't get that, it doesn't matter who's at the back post area, you're never going to win that initial header.
Ball out of play on the far side. Ireland with a throw-in about 15 metres inside the Hungarian half. Well, so many Irish followers rocked up to the Aviva Stadium. Great anticipation ahead of the start of another World Cup qualifying campaign. And a lot of excitement and a lot of positive media coverage as well in terms of what this team could achieve. But Ireland already on the back foot here early on, trailing by 2-0. And it goes without saying, the next goal in this match is absolutely critical. Ireland have to try and get it. Here's Matt Doherty inside his own half, and he slides a short pass into the path of Finn Azaz. Back now with Collins, who directs it out to Ireland's right-hand side, and Darragh O'Shea will send it long, again inviting the run of Jake O'Brien down that right-hand flank. And he does really well to get it under control, the Everton man. Now it's Sami Smodic, who was crouching to try and get the ball under control. It just broke away from him, and Hungary just hoist the ball into the air. It eventually drops, it bounces. Jake O'Brien dueling away with the score of the second goal. Roland Shala Galatasaray, the first Hungarian to play for the Turkish club. His header has given him a 2-0 advantage, and the referee just trying to settle that little bit of jostling that was going on between Jake O'Brien and Roland Shalai. So Ireland will have a throw-in play resumes, but the referee just anxious to sort matters out and stamp his authority on the contest. So a throw-in to be taken by Jake O'Brien, Ireland's right-hand side, halfway inside the Hungarian half. O'Brien looking for options. Ferguson went short to receive. The ball breaks in around the middle, and Hungary happy just to prod it clear. And they have the buffer of a 2-goal advantage at the moment, so the onus very much on the Republic of Ireland to try and force things now. Jason Knight towards O'Brien on the far side. The angle of the penalty area just runs loose, and Shalai goes to ground under the challenge, and it's going to be a free kick. And the referee may decide to have a quiet word once again with Jake O'Brien, but the Hungarian player Shalai, after the latest coming together with O'Brien, is down and just feeling the effects after that little tangle.
Yeah, he just caught him in the face there with his left boot, totally unintentional. Jake O'Brien, he's been our get-out man so far in the game. Opening 20 minutes, we looked to hit him early. He's done very well in the circumstances. Jake O'Brien. In terms of our build-up play, very similar to the Hungarians actually. We're sliding into that back three: Matt Doherty, Nathan Collins and Darragh O'Shea. Jake O'Brien and Ryan Manning getting very high up the pitch, that kind of back three, and wing backs. Hungary are doing the very same with Bolla and Kerkez in the wing back positions high up. They go sliding into a narrow back three, but they've been more effective at it. Pass the ball's been sharper, the movement's a little bit better, timing of the runs in conjunction with the passing has been far superior. As a result, they've looked a more accomplished team so far.
Varga helping the ball on, and now the opportunity for Shalai just on the right hand side of the area. Ireland having to defend once again. Worked into the area, and it's teed up for the driven shot, which is over the top. He just sliced at Callum Stiles, the player who was born in Bury in the north of England, played for Bury, but he just cut across it, and it could so easily have been a third goal for Hungary there.
Yeah, free man at the edge of the box. There's a free man at the edge of the box because Josh Cullen going to hold in hands with our centre halves. He shouldn't be there. Let them do their job. He should be 5 yards higher up the pitch, closer to the edge of the box, and that ball comes back. He should be in the face of Stiles there, getting the block. It's happened far too often the last couple of years. Centre midfield players are covering too deep inside our penalty box and giving up the edge of the box. It's cost us. Nearly cost us there. Sorry, Adrian.
With the attempt off target in the end, Ireland have a throw in on the far side to be taken by Jake O'Brien. Callum Stiles playing his football with West Bromwich Albion, who've made a solid start to the championship campaign, second in the table behind Middlesbrough. Matt Doherty for the Republic of Ireland on the left-hand side moves the ball into a central area, helped on by Nathan Collins, and now Darragh O'Shea with the big switch, the diagonal ball cross-field, looking for Manning. Ball back defending, he goes to ground. It's there for Manning now, an opportunity to deliver the cross deep towards the back post. Smodic gets ahead to it, it breaks towards Jason Knight. In the end, the referee's awarded a free out. That's a high boot raised inside the area, and the referee has decided that the Hungarian player requires treatment, and he's ushering away the Irish players, and Sonny Smodic amongst those not too happy with the referee.
Yeah, he's taking a bad blow there, I think, the Hungarian player. There's a bit of blood there. Josh Cullen, was it Stiles, the Hungarian player, both on it. There's a head contact between both the players again. Couldn't blame the finger Josh Cullen there. Just two players totally committed to the ball. It's a great ball into the box initially from Ryan Manning. Sammy Smodic's doing well, backtracking just to keep it alive. Josh Cullen came steaming in, and obviously then there was a contact with the Hungarian player.
Well, you can hear the crowd clearly frustrated with the referee, and I guess that's what happens when you concede two early goals. That initial wave of energy that was circulating and swirling around the Aviva Stadium snuffed out inside the opening 15 minutes. Barnabas Varga scoring his 9th international goal in the second minute. A really fine finish on the half volley from about 10 yards out, giving Kevin Keller no chance on the second goal. A fine header from a Hungarian viewpoint, with Shalai, Roland Shalai, Galatasaray heading past Kelleher to make it 2-0. So Hungarian player is back on his feet. He has to go all the way around to the far side to get someone back on as Doherty sends it back to his goalkeeper. Pete Tracy, your thoughts now?
Well, from what I'm seeing with Knight and Cullen, they're not exactly playing as a pair in front of the back four, a back five, back three, whatever you want to call it. Every now and then one of them is going missing, and they're just getting played in behind. There's too many Hungarians enjoying themselves out there.
So Salai back defending, and in the end it's seen back to the goalkeeper, firmly headed back by Szoboszlai. Dominic Szoboszlai, the star of course of Hungarian football. He has been compared to the legendary Hungarian Ferenc Puskás, that great team of course of the 50s. Puskás, the mighty Magyars. Certainly Szoboszlai is a world star now, playing his football with Liverpool, and of course that goal that he got against Arsenal being right around the world, so he comes into this game very much bang in form. as indeed has Milos Kerkez. He's certainly found a rich vein of form. Did really well in that game against Arsenal. Managed to largely curb the threat posed by Noni Madueke on the day. As Manning moves the ball into the central area for Knight, sent back to Doherty, and now Collins has it. About 35 metres out from his own goal. Darrow Shea closed down by Shalai. Jake O'Brien lays it off to Sammy Smodic. This is better from the Republic of Ireland as they retain possession. The ball sent back now to Darrow Shea.
Retaining possession all the way, Adrian, but it's in our half of the pitch, unfortunately. Like I said, playing the same way as the Hungarians, that back three and wing backs high up the pitch, but just not as effective.
Good work here now. Manning gets the return of Azaz, tries to drill the ball into the area. He'll get a second go at it. And again, the threat is snuffed out by Hungary defensively. They did really well. Manning certainly trying to inject some pace into the Irish attack. The ball breaking down. Orban getting involved. And Shalai goes to ground. Referee allows play to continue. Eventually sounds his whistle. And again, much to the annoyance of the Irish spectators, has awarded the free kick to Hungary. Certainly Roland Shalai very much in the wars for Hungary.
It's clever play from Shalai. Saw Finner's ass kind of committing to put it through his legs. He took the contact. Really good play from Ryan Manning just previously that down the left hand side. Unlike him though, the quality wasn't there unfortunately on the final delivery into the box. We had a couple of green jerseys in there. Unfortunately couldn't beat that first man. I think the Hungarians have actually mixed their game up quite well. They've looked to get it down and pass the ball, but a couple of times already they've gone back to front. Vargas just isolating himself at the shoulder, one of the Irish defenders. They're hitting 40-50 yard diags up to him and looking to pick up second balls, so mixing their game up actually very well, the Hungarians.
Cleared away by Salai, and it breaks off an Irish player out of play on the far side, so the throw-in goes in favour of Hungary, who lead here by 2-0 in the 29th minute. Fine evening for football. There's scarcely a breeze at the Aviva Stadium as Salai goes across to take this throw-in. Attila Salai, and he's got options available, but they'll be happy enough for Hungary to slow the game down. And Salai gets the return of Szoboszlai. Ball moved into a central area. Darrow Shea got something on it. Back now with Collins, who plays it to his left-hand side to Matt Doherty. Back now with the Irish goalkeeper, Caoimhín Keller, off to Darrow Shea, just inside his area. And Hungary trying to press up on the Irish defence. Back with Keller inside his own area. And he just strokes it out to Jason Knight. And the ball sent back to Keller, who clears downfield. Caoimhín Keller, all in blue this evening, sky blue. There it's Varga, working it back now to Styles. Szoboszlai has lost possession, and Szoboszlai gets a yellow card. There's a clear pullback, and the Liverpool midfield maestro gets the yellow card brandished in his direction by the referee, Harm Oshmers from Germany. Darrow Shea out to Jake O'Brien, Ireland's right-hand side. So Dominic Szoboszlai in the referee's notebook. Collins and Matt Doherty to Ryan Manning again. Ireland being forced back to Nathan Collins just inside his own half in a central position. He rolls it short and he gets the return past Collins once again. Nathan Collins again with the offload to Matt Doherty. Knight getting involved, and so too Finn Azaz. Ireland really needing to up the tempo perhaps here, stroking it around their own back line at the moment. Darrow Shea goes driving forward inside the Hungarian half. Smodic available back with Darrow Shea, and Darrow Shea sending it back to Matt Doherty. Hungary quite content at the moment to allow Ireland to have possession of the ball. Jason Knight into the centre circle now for Collins, and Collins directs it out towards the west stand side of the ground here. Manning and Doherty combining. Now an opportunity for Knight perhaps to get his head up, but he just lifts the ball over the top towards Manning, who gets his head to it. He was doing his level best to keep the ball in play. May go first to defend, and he plays the ball in the end off Manning and out of play. It'll be a goal kick for Hungary.
Yeah, just not enough penetrating passes from Ireland. Plenty of passes kind of across the pitch, etc., and threatening to hit that kind of killer pass that breaks the lines and gets in behind, but haven't managed to do it often enough. Hungary are very comfortable, that kind of deep defensive shape. When they get the ball, they look a little bit more dangerous, Adrian, with their pass, and look to go to back to front a little bit earlier, moving the ball a little bit quicker. Soboslai again coming back to centre half to hit that 50-yard ball. Reminds me of I played under 12 schoolboy football in Dublin. There was that one player in the team who could kick it 30 yards longer than the other. He always went and took the free kicks on the edge of the box. That's what Soboslai has done. But there's a method in their madness. Obviously, like I said, they're not looking to play everything short of 2-0 up. They're not taking too many unnecessary risks now, playing across the back line, looking to hit Varga on the diagonal bowling. Now go down that side, they're picking up second ball and looking to play in their half the pitch. That's smart from me, mixing up their game well.
I thought you were going to tell me you were that player that could launch at 50 yards. You were the player volunteering to go back and take those goal kicks. There's a temporary hold up in play because one of the players is requiring treatment at the moment, and that affords Heimer Hallgrimsson perhaps to get a word or two across to his players. He's just having a word at the moment with Paddy McCarthy, one of his assistants, in terms of the Irish approach at the moment. The play about to resume with a throw in for Loic Nagy. The ball played into the area and swept away by Darragh O'Shea. Sent forward by Salah. He just clips it forward towards Doherty's area of the pitch. On by Manning, all a bit untidy from Ireland. It was just a hopeful pass really from Manning on that occasion. And in the end, it's seen behind, is it? In fact, it'll be a throw-in for the Republic of Ireland. Let's get the thoughts now of Pat Fenlon. Pat, 32 minutes space, still 2-0 to Hungary.
Yeah, we haven't got going. I'd agree with Kenny. They have mixed the game up really well. The one thing that's disappointed me, they've been much more aggressive than we have as a home team. We've been very shy and a little bit lethargic. Where they've gone about us, got after us nice and early in midfield, pressed the ball, and when they've had to turn us around, they've gone and turned us around. Kenny says Soboslai goes into his own 6-yard box to take a free kick and just launches at 90 yards, but they're aggressive to pick up the second balls and play off Varga. Where we playing in straight lines at the moment, there's no real movement ahead for our midfielders or the defenders when they step into the play. It's too easy to play against. They get back into a 5-4-1 and we can't penetrate them at all.
Easy for Ireland to press back this Hungarian team inside their own half. They managed to get bodies behind the ball. Finn Azaz has it about 35 metres out from goal. He has support available from Matt Doherty, and Doherty back to Finn Azaz. And Finn Azaz forced to move the ball into a central area. It's Collins who clips it out to the right hand side towards Jake O'Brien, allows the ball to bounce in front of him, gets it under control, has support available. Ireland trying to threaten here and really ask questions of Hungary, and again they're forced to send it back out the field towards Collins, and on now by Doherty and Manning. Ryan Manning with an opportunity perhaps to deliver the cross. Finn Azaz about 30 metres out from goal. That's cut out in the end by Kerkez, the Liverpool defender, and away come Hungary looking for a third goal, and an opportunity for Alex Toth, the 19-year-old, who's really blossomed this year under the stewardship of Robbie Keane at Ferencváros. And Toth tonight winning his 4th international cap. He's very, very highly rated, and he has slotted seamlessly into the Hungarian midfield in this match, the start of the World Cup qualifying campaign for Hungary, and so far so good for the visiting side, who lead here by a couple of goals to nil. Soboslai goes square to Salai, back with Soboslai once again. And Dominic Soboslai just at a pedestrian pace at the moment, no great pressure from Ferguson on him. Salai will send it back to the goalkeeper, Denis Debouche. Debouche to clear, he just knocked it downfield towards Varga, but well won in the air for the Republic by Nathan Collins. A right old joust for possession going on at the moment. Finn Azaz trying to help it on now towards Manning. Manning is a very willing worker, and he's managed to play the ball off Soboslai, and Ireland get the throw in halfway inside the Hungarian half. Just over 10 minutes to go to half time. Hungary by 2-0 as Smodic tried to tee it up there, but again the Hungarian defence very much switched on.
Yeah, just like to see us build up in an orthodox back four position. Matt Doherty in a left back position, Jake O'Brien is a natural right back. Keep Smodic and Manning in wide areas of the pitch and get some little combination play going down the sides. At the moment, Jake O'Brien's getting the ball. He's 1v1 with Kerkez all the time. That's difficult for him in those situations. Just mix the game up a little bit. Just go a little bit more. Just simplify things almost. Work little combinations down the side. Try and get Finn Azaz involved a little bit higher up the pitch in contact with Evan Ferguson in more of a central striking position. He's coming very deep. Finn Azaz at times almost coming into a kind of full back position. That's really kind of isolating himself from Evan Ferguson higher up the pitch.
So Ireland with this long throw in towards the edge of the area. Smodic sends it back to Jake O'Brien, who drills it in low. Varga with a poor clearance, and the follow-up attempt from Matt Doherty, it just screws the shot wide, and it stays at 2-0 in favour of Hungary. A little more encouraging there for the Republic of Ireland.
It was just a hopeful ball into the box. It was a bad clearance. Well, it wasn't an easy finish for Matt Doherty. Had to take it first time almost on the half volley. Just cut across it, dragged it wide. That's all we've had really, Adrian. Half chances, like small pieces, no real sustained pressure, unfortunately, on the Hungarian goal in the opening 35 minutes.
Well, the clearance downfield by Debus is met by Darragh O'Shea. Szoboszlai has possession, 4 goals in his last 7 appearances for his nation, and a little exchange of passes with Callum Stiles in and around the middle of the pitch. Hungary controlling matters at the moment. And Stiles sweeps it out to the left-hand side. Kerkez and Stiles. Stiles trying to angle the ball downfield, cut out by Jacob Ryan. Ireland have possession back in and around the middle of the pitch, and now it's released into a central area. Can Ireland profit here and really apply pressure on Hungary? Ball played out towards Ryan Manning, Ireland's left-hand side. Doherty hugging the touchline about 45 metres out from goal. Manning makes the advance run, but cut out by Loic Nego at the expense of a throw-in. Into the 38th minute we go. Ireland 0, Hungary 2. Ireland have another throw-in. I guess it tells you something that Jacob Ryan is coming across to take this long throw-in.
Did a bit of a Declan Rice in terms of taking him an eternity to get over there, Adrian. Unfortunately, it's been 2-0 down. It's not ideal.
Perhaps Ireland do need to inject a little more pace in their play, but they have this throw-in. Can they work something badly in need of a pick-me-up before half-time? Jacob Ryan on the west stand side of the ground with a long throw-in into the area, and it's repelled. Manning will work it wide once again though for Jacob Ryan. Back with Manning, gets the ball under control, curls it in, inviting delivery, and the header at the back post is gathered from the end by Debus. And again, some more positives for the Republic of Ireland, but Hungary remaining in control, but they've made a mess of the attempted out ball. Picked up by Manning. Now Ferguson trying to curl it towards the far post, but I'm afraid he got it all wrong, and it curls well wide of the target in the end.
Yeah, better, more aggressive there from Ireland. Initially there was a ball from Manning into that back post area. Hungary defended it reasonably well, trying to play out then quickly. Szoboszlai gets robbed by Ryan Manning. Great little spot on the inside to Evan Ferguson, trying to do exactly the right thing, open his body up and bend it inside that far post. Unfortunately just spews off the inside of his foot wide of the far post.
Ball driven long by Debus, met very firmly in the air by Darragh O'Shea. Manning, who's certainly been very involved for Ireland, linking up once again with Jason Knight, and now it's Matt Doherty who strokes the ball square to Nathan Collins, off to Darragh O'Shea, Ireland's right hand side, as the team in green tried to press forward once again. Josh Cullen sends it back to Collins, square now for Matt Doherty, and he plays it towards the west stand side of the ground for Jason Knight once again. All a bit slow from the Republic of Ireland. Finn Azaz drops in to receive, and he works it back to Matt Doherty. Plenty of time to survey matters. Matt Doherty, now it's with Manning, Ryan Manning, man from Carnmore in County Galway. Back now to Matt Doherty from Swords on the north side of Dublin. Ireland trying to control possession at the moment. Hungary quite content at the moment because they've got that 2-goal buffer. Doherty now for Collins inside the centre circle. Collins back to Doherty. Hungary very well organised and set up at the moment to repel the Republic of Ireland, as Jason Knight gets the ball under control, moves into a central area about 45 metres out from the Hungarian goal. Back now with Collins, and Nathan Collins just gets the ball under control. All being played in front of Hungary at the moment. Manning for Finn Azaz, who's done really well to give his man the slip. Still Finn Azaz, and he just runs into a crowd of Hungarian players, forced away from goal. Matt Doherty slices the ball out to Ireland's right hand side. Not quite sure if he intended that. In any event, it'll not matter because the flag is raised on the far side. 5 minutes to go to half time.
He's just shown a couple of glimpses. Finn Azaz, he's the one player to get the ball on the half turn, pop the ball around the corner, beat his man and win a 1v1 situation. We saw it just there a few moments ago. That's why we want to see him a bit closer to the Hungarian penalty box. Don't want to be encouraging him to come towards the halfway line, to have his touches of the ball, discipline himself, to keep himself higher up the pitch. The only thing then is someone's got to get on the ball and find him. The likes of Josh Cullen, Jason Knight, got to get their heads up, pop that ball into his feet higher up the pitch, because he does look dangerous. He's got that little bit of confidence about him. He can beat his man, he can drop his shoulder and go past someone in the last third of the pitch.
Nego trying to apply pressure here on Jason Knight. Free kick awarded to the Republic of Ireland. 1 yellow card in the match. That's gone the way of Dominic Szoboszlai. And Szoboszlai is very much the man who makes Hungary tick. He was talking in advance of this game that at one point could be golden in terms of this qualifying campaign. as things stand, Hungary well on their way to claiming all three. What a start it would be for the Hungarians if they could emerge from Dublin with victory. Ireland have to try and put in a big display in the second half. And there's a yellow card being dished out here to Evan Ferguson. The referee perhaps feeling that he left one on the Hungarian there. It's a yellow card for Ferguson. Orban was the player coming across, and Orban read it well, and perhaps used all his experience there to draw the foul and earn a yellow card for Evan Ferguson.
Yeah, he's had a problem there with Jake O'Brien receiving the ball high up the pitch, facing back down towards his own goal. His first touch is taking him back down the pitch. Difficult for someone like Jake, his physical stature, to kind of play around the corner in tight areas. Eventually won the free kick, and Smolek's actually done the right thing, tried to take a quick free kick, just slightly overhit it into the feet of Evan Ferguson. Orban just read it and nicked across, just struggling to build up any kind of forward momentum. Small things obviously matter. There's a couple of sloppiness, a bit of play at the start of the game. There was the pass from Nathan Collins, obviously, then the corner kick given away from Matt Doherty. Small things in isolation, but they do matter, added together over the course of the half.
Well, Heimer Hallgrimsson has just put another note into his notebook. I would imagine it's beginning to fill up for that half-time team talk. Orban helping it on. Willi Orban, who's made over 300 appearances for RB Leipzig, born in Kaiserslautern in Germany. Played actually for Kaiserslautern as well. Doesn't actually speak Hungarian. He speaks the language of football. Hungary in control at the moment, but Ireland have possession inside the Hungarian half as they try to work something here. Josh Cullen out towards O'Brien, who gets his head to it, and he almost combined there. Sammy Smodic arriving inside the 6-yard area, but in the end it's gathered by the Hungarian goalkeeper.
Yeah, has done well there. Matt Doherty had an opportunity just to play Ryan Manning, get a little kind of combination play down the left-hand side. Didn't do it. Again, pass into Josh Cullen. It was a good diagonal pass out to Jake O'Brien. Decent header.
Here goes Bala, slipped by Matt Doherty, and Hungary have plenty of bodies for the ball played into the area, and they could be in, but brilliant goalkeeping by Caoimhín Keller, getting there in the nick of time to deny Hungary, and that's the threat they pose on the break like that. The ball hoisted into the area, and Keller is there to claim. Hungary almost in for a third goal before the break. So something of a let-off there for the team in green as they try to get a foothold in the match before the interval. Well, they have possession inside their own half. The ball played across to this near side to Matt Doherty. Ireland have yet to work Dennis Deboo's in the Hungarian goal. And that'll be a source, I would imagine, of great concern to Heimer Hallgrimsson, John O'Shea and Paddy McCarthy et al. Doherty on now for Ryan Manning, and Ryan Manning forced to send it back. Difficult to play your way through this very vigilant and well-organised Hungarian setup.
Yeah, we've got that kind of box shape in midfield, don't we? Josh Cullen, Jason Ide, the two sixes, and Finn Azaz and Smolek in front of them, the kind of box shape. But of course that's where Hungary is strong as well. Plenty of numbers in there, struggling to really feed the ball in there and work some little clever combinations. We haven't really got that ability in that central area of the pitch. And in the wide areas, Jake O'Brien a little bit tied up. Carrick's 1v1. Ryan Manning against Bolla down the right hand side. Not easy when you receive the ball. You got to beat your man in a 1v1 situation all the time. Invariably the ball gets played back sideways, and a switch of play over the other side, and we begin again. Just a little bit too predictable, a little bit too comfortable for Hungary out of possession of the ball.
So we're heading into additional time, and 3 additional minutes to be added on by the match officials at half-time. All German officials this evening, headed up by Harm Osmers. The 4th official is Daniel Schlager. Benjamin Brandt is the VAR official. VAR not in use so far, hasn't been called into action so far, as Callum Stiles gets a boot to it. Salai just sends it downfield, and that's an aimless ball which is gathered by Caoimhín Keller, the Irish goalkeeper, who bowls it out. And Ireland now looking for a lifeline before the break. The ball sent in the direction of Evan Ferguson, does really well to get it under control, and he's in on goal. Good hit as well, fine save, carried away to safety by Deboo's. A first sighting of goal for Evan Ferguson, and the keeper called into action. Manning drills in the cross, plenty of elevation on that one, and Hungary managed to get it clear. And once again there's a Hungarian player down inside the area, and the referees awarded a free kick to the visiting side.
Yeah, give that O'Shea credit. We haven't seen enough of this. Talking about playing too many sideways square passes, not on this occasion. Elected hit Evan Ferguson to kind of control 30-yard floated ball. up against two Hungarian defenders. He done absolutely fantastic. Evan Ferguson took it down his chest, shifted it onto his right hand side. It was a sharp shot as well. Comfortable enough save for the goalkeeper, don't get me wrong, but that was better for more and just mixing up the game a little bit more, not being too predictable. Hungarians weren't expecting that. Orban was caught a little bit kind of flat-footed. Evan Ferguson took advantage of it.
And Evan Ferguson, of course, has made his move to AS Roma for this season. Player of the match against Bologna. It's been a bit of a tough time, of course. Our sympathies to the Ferguson family. Evan's grandfather passing away last week and laid to rest during the course of the week, so I'm sure his granddad very much in the mind of Evan Ferguson this evening. Darrell Shea just hoisting the ball downfield. It's cut out by Willie Orban. And Ireland have it back once again. Oh, what they would give for a goal before half-time, as it just squirts out of play on the far side, despite the best attempts of Josh Cullen.
Yeah. He's more comfortable there, Cullen. Rather than going towards the ball and looking to play with his back to goal, he likes to see the ball going over his head. He can go and join in, anticipate the knockdown. That's exactly what he did. Won his possession high up the pitch.
Ireland trying to create something, carve out an opportunity before the interval. Collins plays it to his left-hand side, helped on first time by Matt Doherty to Ryan Manning. Back with Doherty once again in the 3rd minute of additional time. The referee deemed there should be a minimum of 3. Nathan Collins goes tearing across to the east stand side of the ground. Jacob Ryan faced by Milos Kerkez. A give and go. And again, it's well defended by Hungary, this time by Salai, who got across to put boot to ball and knock the ball out of play. So the last few seconds of the first half here at the Aviva Stadium, and it's been disappointing by and large.
Yeah, it has been. There's no getting away from that. For me, just too one-dimensional in our approach. We were just looking to attack the same way time and time again. Need to find something a little bit different in the second half. Maybe had an inkling about Adrian towards the last couple of minutes, couple of early balls from Dara O'Shea back to front, picking up second balls and playing from there. But need to do better. That's a point now to blatantly obvious.
Yeah, Barnabas Varga and Roland Shalai with the goals for Hungary. That has them very much in the driving seat at half-time. It's Republic of Ireland 0, Hungary 2.
Kenny, Adrian, thank you very much. 2-0 to Hungary at half-time. That was so disappointing. Pat Fenlon, looking back over, there's so many things we need to talk about, but to be honest, we're lucky it's 2. It could easily be 3, maybe 4.
Yeah, it should definitely be 3. Vargas should have scored a great ball in Kerkez, and he peels off the back of Nathan Collins' free header, and he should bury it, and he doesn't, thankfully for us. But we haven't been able to deal with their movement, particularly in midfield with Tot, Bola, Saloy. Slobosloy is just playing nearly as a quarterback. He's playing between centre halves at time, and he's dictating the game. But the real disappointing thing for me has been the tempo of the game for us. You know, it's just been predictable. It's just been too slow, too lethargic, too easy to play against. Too many.
Lack of urgency?
Yeah, lack of urgency. I know, like, early goal maybe knocked that out of him a little bit, and it takes it time to get back into the game. We haven't showed any real urgency, even with our passing. You're looking at straight balls, everything has to go backwards. Nobody's getting off a man to try create little angles to play, the out to play in behind. Finis has looked a little bit of a threat when we've got him into dangerous areas. But the two main threats for us is that long ball to O'Brien, getting 1v1 with Kerkez. But the problem is, it's a bit like the throw-ins. He's taking long throw-ins, he's throwing it into the box. There's one player, but there's no one getting around him quick enough. It's the same when it goes out to him off the wide ball. When it goes out wide, beat Kerkez in the air.
It's predictable.
Second balls, getting. The first time we did it was when we went forward that time with Evan off O'Shea. Brilliant touch from Evan Ferguson. Takes across, does well, and a good strike off the goalkeeper. Next one is we play long again. Josh Cullen picks up the second ball. Just need to mix it up. We just need to be a bit more aggressive for me as well. We're at home. We're 2-0 down. Like, you need to have a go with them now. Maybe, listen, to be fair to the players, that goal early in the game can kill you and knock you right back. But still, we have to show a little bit more about us than that. But we are, like I said, that midfield for them, the movement is killing us. We don't know where to pick them up. Our two midfielders are thinking, well, one of us go in after Slavs. Like he's nearly playing in between the two centre halves. Do we sit in? But what they end up doing is they get stretched too far and they get deep too early. And they're out to play around us too easy.
Keith, there's a young man, I'd say he's about 10 years of age, sitting underneath us beside his dad, and he's bawling, crying. There's tears coming out his eyes.
I don't blame him. I might get down and join him. Yeah, I might get down and start crying with him. It's been really poor for me. It's the basics of the game. You can't start an international football match, a World Cup qualifier, and find yourself 1-0 down after 2 minutes. And as you say, Darren, it could be worse. We could be 3-0 down. We've given up chance after chance. I'm speaking about clean sheets. So many people are pulling me and saying, O'Brien, Collins, O'Shea, Doherty, Kelleher, these are Premier League level defenders. Well, how about we start defending like we mean it and take some pride in
what
it.
has happened there, because these are players who are performing at club level, at a high level, but we didn't see that in the first half. The defending in particular has been pretty poor, hasn't it?
Just the basis of it, balls into the games. Like the Hungarians are having their way with us. Sabotslai's mixing it up really well, but we just look we're in no man's land. We look a yard off it, balls into the box, we're not getting forced contacts. And look, the Varga header as well, a free header. Cullen and Knight, it's like they're afraid to talk to each other. I'm looking, 1 minute Knight is 10 yards ahead of Cullen, then Cullen is 20 yards ahead of Knight. Somebody's got to get a hold of each other and say, lads, keep the game ahead of us. Do not let the Hungarians play behind us, because that's where they're getting all their joy. If you want to drop 20 yards deeper down the pitch and force them to play in front of you, by all means, but we can't be letting them put balls into the box and not defending them. For me, Potter's having a run of the game out there. Sabotslai's enjoying himself. Varga has a big smile from ear to ear. Saloy is enjoying himself. And when you look back at the friendly last year when we beat them, Seamus Coleman was going around rattling cages and making people feel uncomfortable. But all the Hungarians are enjoying themselves out there.
I think that's a really valid point, because we haven't put them under any pressure at all. They've enjoyed the game. They popped the ball. Pitch is fabulous. Still getting watered. Stop ordering at this stage, but they're able to pop the ball. But as a home team, you got to go and get about them. Go and leave a bit on somebody early in the game. We haven't done that at all, and it's been so disappointing. Now listen, we all came into the game with a lot of optimism. Maybe we should ask where did it come from, because we haven't seen a performance in the last long time for that optimism.
Do you know what the killer for me, Pat, so early in the game was 2 minutes in, the place is hopping, great atmosphere in here, and then it was just gone. The bubble was burst so early in the game.
And listen, you're talking about the first mistake on the first goal is Nathan Collins plays the ball out of touch, puts Ryan Manning under pressure, they score off that. The second one was a mix, and just after that there's a mix up between him and Matt Doherty again, and they're two experienced players, but we've seen this before with Nathan at international level. You watch him playing at club level and you think he's really on it, really at it, but he has a ricket in him. He makes a mistake in international football. Matt Doherty the same. So, and at this level with the quality they have, it's that movement for me. When you look at us playing and you look at the other nations, it's the movement in midfield that absolutely murders us, because they're two, and in fairness to Nike Killen, they will work their socks off, but they just don't get into good areas. And what happens to them as well, and I think this is a problem, the two centre-halves let them come back and do a little bit of their work instead of saying, listen, and that's coming beyond you, we're going to pick that up, stop balls in, that's fine, but don't drop back in beside us. The only thing you see Sabotslai doing for them is when they have possession of the ball, he drops back in to get on it, but he's not going back in to mark people. He's saying to the centre-halves, you look after them once they go behind me, I'll try to stop it going in, but I'm not going in to mark them. And the gaps then for two midfielders become massive, and they just get popped around, and we've seen it so many times.
Keith, any positives at all from that opening 45 minutes?
Well, probably towards the end when we went from back to front and Evan Ferguson had a little bit of a physical battle with Willie Orban. He won that and got his shot off. I would do that an awful lot more, go from back to front, tell Evan to use his physical attributes, and when we play through the middle we don't look capable of breaking anybody down, and we only look comfortable and confident in possession when we're going backwards. So get it out wide, put balls into the box, ask questions of these Hungarian defenders, but the tempo is just not there at the minute.
Keith, Pat, we'll be back to you shortly. We're going to take a break here on RT Radio 1. Stay with us. More from our panel and second half commentary from Kenny and Adrian. Let's hope things get a little bit better here at the Aviva Stadium.
Saturday Sport Extra on RTE Radio 1.
Tá an scéim faoise bheith le seomra cias fáil faoi láthir, agus déad fás suas le 4,000 euro sa bhliain a heileamh, Saor Ó Cháin, trí thomraíodd a hach a ligean cias do bheith léin. Tá an scéim seo oscailte do gach duine, agus ní bheith tioncharacha díochaíochtaí leasa ho síolig má aintúiad. Téile ólis gov.ie/chuntasig Room for a Student. Ó Rialtas na Héireann.
The shifting seasons are a good occasion to spruce up your home. At Yisk, you can find inspiration to renew your home with fantastic offers. Yisk,
Scandinavian sleeping and living. The back-to-school savings are adding up with Super Value. Scan your Real Rewards card or app and make great savings, like for just €3 each, fresh stewing beef and chicken fillet portions. For €2.50, get Capri Sun Orange 10-pack. And Fairy and Pampers selected ranges, 3 for €30. Giving you more change in your pocket. Super Value. Real savings, real difference.
Oh, Ciara, congratulations. Look at her tiny fingers. She's beautiful, just like her mammy.
Oh, thank you.
Have you got a name yet?
Well, we're thinking
She's going to call her Brooklyn. Brooklyn, Massachusetts, Phoenix, Arizona.
Your vote is your voice, so if you don't speak up, someone else is deciding for you.
Baltimore, Kentucky, Murphy O'Neill.
Who's that?
Hospital porter. Just back from his American road trip.
Make sure you're registered to vote. Go to checktheregister.ie and be a voter, so that it's your voice that's heard. From Comisiún Tábhachtán, Ireland's Independent Electoral Commission.
Oh, Brookie, Massachusetts, come to Auntie Hannah.
Saturday Sport Extra on RTE Radio 1.
Well, if you're just joining us here on Radio 1, we have some bad news. Half-time in this big World Cup qualifier, the first of this campaign. The Republic of Ireland trailing Hungary 2-0. Varga and Salai with the goals coming in the 2nd and 15th minute. And in all honesty, we just haven't been able to get our foot into this game, a foothold at all. Could well have been 3, maybe 4-0. Second half commentary to come. Just to tell you, in the other game in our group tonight, Portugal have beaten Armenia by 5-0. So certainly looks like we have a lot of work to do in this campaign, and it's only the first night. In the golf, Rory McIlroy, 4 shots off the lead after the third round of the Amgen Irish Open at the K Club. He's tied for 4th place and 11 under par, following a 4 under 68. Adrian Sedier leads on 15 under par. The French player Shane Lowry 6 under par, but certainly Rory McIlroy well in the hunt. We'll have live coverage on Sunday Sport of the golf tomorrow. Pat Fenlon is with us, Keith Tracy is with us, our panel here at the Aviva Stadium. Second half coverage to come. Pat, if you're the manager, would you make changes now, or are you going to wait? What's the Irish manager? What's going to be his approach for the second half? Has to mix it up
I think,
some
yeah,
way.
I think you're probably looking at it. If Albania is anyway fit, he's probably one that needs to come on at this stage of the game and see can we isolate whether that's on the right or on the left, but get him faced up. Can he get us up the pitch as well? We've seen, Jacob Ryan's probably been our biggest attacking threat down the right hand side, but when he gets 1v1 it's difficult for him. Albania at least can go and shift past people and get balls into the box, so he's probably one I would look at. Is Mikey Johnson on the other side if he wants to change his wide players? I thought Manning's done all right, to be fair. I thought he's been game and he's been aggressive down that side. Hasn't got enough balls into the box. I think that's what we need to. I think we need to go a little bit more direct, but it's also then pick the second balls, be aggressive on the second ball. Don't wait for it to land before you move. As it's moving, go and land on it, pick it up and see can we squeeze them in a little more. Listen, the next goal is huge. If we get a goal here, the whole place will lift, but they've got the quality to pick you off, and we've got to be more acute in midfield as well, because Keith said Potts has been really, really good in that area, and he's a very clever footballer, and supposedly comes out of there, so he creates space and he puts it down the midfielder's head. Do we go after him? Do we sit off him? And the space is just arrived. So I just think we can't be as passive as we were. We're a home team, first World Cup qualifier, and we haven't laid a glove on them. We've just been totally passive. Come get about them at least, show what we're normally good at, make it difficult for teams. But do I see it happening? I don't see a way back for us into this game. I just think they've got too much quality compared to us.
Can I just say, Darren, on my way to the game, a lot of people are saying to me, if we're still in the group after the game on Tuesday in Yerevan against Armenia, then we'll be doing well. 46 points after 45 minutes of football in Dublin at home. We're on the verge of already being out of this group, and I'm not just talking about the points total, maybe no points after the first game. The level of performance, Armenia be looking at that thinking we'll have a pop off the Irish, and you look at it and think there's a little bit of hope. The hope has been quickly extinguished.
What about tactically, will he change things up?
Yeah, you could go and throw another striker up and put Ida up with Ferguson and say, right, let's go that way. If you want to
sit back now, they're going to be happy with the 2-0.
They'll be happy to pop the ball around like they've been. What they've done really well, they've been in possession, they've kept the ball, they've mixed up, they've turned us around. But what they've also done really well, which they probably don't credit for, once we get possession of the ball, they drop into a 5 and a 4 and a 1, and we haven't been able to penetrate. We haven't been able to play
white shirts, 2 walls,
and they'll just continue to do that. But what they'll do, they'll counter-attack quick as well, and we're going to have to take chances. And you would think that'll leave gaps for us. But I think if we can get an early goal, the game might change a little bit. We still got to be very cagey how they play. They've got good players. You know, there's no doubt about it. They've got some talented players.
Heimer Helgemson, the Irish manager, is out on the field. The team yet to emerge. Is that a little bit unusual, Keith?
Yeah, I think he's just told one of the sports scientists to go and have a word with somebody. I'm not quite sure who it is he's talking to, but there is going to be a change.
He does not look happy.
Well, why would you be? 2-0 down to Hungary. We haven't laid a glove on them whatsoever. Need to start getting after people. As I say, there shouldn't be any away players here playing with a smile on their face. I'm not sure who that is. Is it Josh Taylor?
I think it's Jack Taylor. Yeah, he's been taunted there just when he came out. He went to the sports science, Keith said, and just he had a word with Taylor, so maybe he's one that's going to come in.
One thing that was really telling in that first half as well, we went to full course press against the Hungarians. We were on their 18-yard box, really trying to hunt the ball. One ball around the corner, and there were 6 Ireland players out of the game, and we weren't recovering. So Hungary will know, for as much as we're going to try and set off like a house on fire, press them all over the park, they will know that we might just leave a little bit of space in behind us and in the middle of the park.
Centre of the field, you don't want to be too harsh on the lads, but we're lacking a bit of quality in there, aren't we?
Yeah, we are, and we know that. We've said that for a lot. The 2 boys in there work tremendously hard, but what they're good at is what I said late in the game, where we spin them and we have a challenge for a header. It's not a clear header, and they land on the second ball. But to tell them a lot of the time is they're so deep that when it does get turned and goes forward, they've too much ground to make up. Well, if that's the plan, if the plan is, listen, we're going to play early, I'm not going to come looking for the ball as a midfielder. I'm going to say, go and play it early, and I'll pick up the second ball. Well, at the moment, they're dropping in to get it. It's been played over the head, and they've a 40-50-yard run to make
a half and half game plan. Play if you can, lads, and if you can't, then we'll go forward. If they know they're going to start playing long, then go and get into them earlies and fill them gaps.
Yeah, but that's a feel out, isn't it, early in the game, to feel it out and say, right, they've dropped off us, and it's difficult to play that ball. But they haven't. Our lads are still dropping into them deep areas. I just think the game needs to be simplified for us. For Cullen and Knight in there, they need to know your job is to stop balls into feet in behind us. Don't get too deep, but go and press the ball early.
Next goal is huge. Over to Adrian and Kenny for second half commentary.
Certainly is, Darren. Second half about to get underway, and it will be the Liverpool man, Dominic Szoboszlai, to set the second half in motion. The referee just checks the watch, and away we go. Well, not quite, but away we go now. And it's Hungary playing from right to left as we look out from the west stand, attacking the Havelock Square end of the Aviva Stadium in the second period. Emboldened, of course, by a 2-goal advantage. That early goal scored by Varga, added to by Roland Shalai in the 16th minute. And Shalai is onto it for Hungary. They'll be quite content with the way the first half has gone, despite that chance that came the way of Evan Ferguson just before the break, drawing the save out of Dennis Debooz, who was well positioned to parry the ball to safety. Kenny Cunningham, what can we do in the second half?
Well, in possession, for me, we need to do a lot better. We need to mix our game up. The lads alluded to it at half time. Too predictable in terms of our build-up play first half. Not good enough really to play through this Hungarian team, and if you're not good enough to play through them, short, sharp passes, you go back to front a little bit earlier and you go and play from there. We need to do that a little bit more. Finn is asking attach himself a little bit closer to Evan Ferguson, though, that kind of central striking position. I think Darragh O'Shea is the one for me who can get us out back to front early. He can do it accurately. He showed that already with the ball to Evan Ferguson. When he gets the ball, rather than looking for that safe pass as he's on the ball now, look to him to hit the ball back to front earlier, or down the channel side, or even at that big diagonal. Let's get into the opposition half of the pitch more often than we did in that first half.
Well, Pat and Keith made reference to the fact that Heimer Hallgrímsson came out before the team, had a word with one of the coaching staff, who in turn had a word with Jack Taylor. He's continuing to warm up on the touchline. Smodic delivers the ball into the area, doesn't quite fall the way of the team in green, and Szoboszlai will carry it clear for Hungary, and he looks up and he picks out a clever pass, works the ball into space, and now Hungary with plenty of white jerseys streaming forward here. Toth plays it out to the right hand side. Bola is involved and headed away by Nathan Collins, well positioned to execute the clearance, and now having committed so many bodies forward, Hungary themselves looking a little stretched here. Evan Ferguson gets it about 45 metres out from goal, runs at Salai, and Roland Salai will, or Attila Salai I should say, will pick up a yellow card. So Attila Salai, the big central defender, I think he knew once he got the challenge wrong on Ferguson, it was only going to result in one outcome, and that's a yellow card for the defender.
Yeah, he was panicking, Adrian. As soon as Evan Ferguson got the ball, Salah realised that he was in a 1v1 situation. He was backing off immediately, then elected to make the tackle, got it all wrong, tackled with the wrong foot. A little bit of encouragement there. We saw Evan Ferguson cause Orban a few problems just prior to half time. Now Salah 1v1 against Ferguson. He's given up the free kick and got himself a yellow card. Just encouraging signs if we can get Evan in the game often enough, particularly in 1v1 situation, space around him to wait for us back into this game.
So this free kick to the right of the Hungarian goal, about 25 metres out. Manning is there, so too is Finn Azaz. So Manning will try and curl it in surely with that left boot. Difficult angle, he goes for goal, it's parried away. Smodic back into a dangerous area. Collins gets something on it, and in the end it's bundled across the line, and Ireland have a foothold in the match at last. It's 2-1. Well, Evan Ferguson amongst those contesting. It's a scruffy old goal, and Collins also in the mix as well, but Ireland back in it.
Certainly are. It's a mistake from the Hungarian goalkeeper to boost. He should be touching this over the crossbar. It's a really bad parry back into on the edge of the 6-yard box, but give Sammy Smodic a lot of credit. Could have headed for a goal there, he didn't, just heads it back into the danger area. Nathan Collins in the centre of goal, he makes a nuisance of himself as well, gets a little flick on, prevents the Hungarian defenders from clearing the ball, and Evan Ferguson anticipating the flick on from Collins. It's a clumsy finish to a scruffy goal, you might say, but such an important one. The Hungarians are complaining, I think. That tackle for the header from Nathan Collins, he made contact with at least one of the Hungarian defenders, but they're claiming maybe there might be a free kick there. VAR's clearly going to have a look at it.
Yeah, Evan Ferguson in the right place to force the ball home from close range. If it stands, it'll be his 6th international goal. Nathan Collins just having a word with the referee. Dominic Soboslai is there as well. So inevitably the goal is going to be checked. So the Hungarians very quick to make the appeals known. Inevitably all of these goals are checked. And certainly there's a delay now. And Soboslai having a word with the referee, but the goal stands, and Evan Ferguson has dragged Ireland back into the match. Hungary struck early in the game, a goal after 2 minutes, but early in the second half Ireland have pulled one back. It's Ireland 1, Hungary 2.
An interesting age. You track the goal back, Nathan Collins in his own half, hitting a big 40-50 yard diag over to Evan Ferguson. Orban won the header, but Smodic was on the second ball. We all spoke about that at half time, picking up possession, winning the free kick, and eventually ending up with a goal.
Well, that's really got the crowd going at the FIFA Stadium. Ireland back in the match. The crowd have very little to hang on to, but that goal finished to the net by Evan Ferguson has got the sizable crowd, a full house at the Aviva, in great voice right now. Perhaps Hungary just beginning to wilt a bit under the pressure, and Ireland will certainly try to carry the threat. The Hungarians will try to just slow things down once again, but it's Ireland who have to force a break here, because Jason Knight is down in the middle of the pitch inside the Hungarian half. The old ole ole chant, so familiar at Lansdowne Road, down through the years, reverberates, and the crowd can certainly play their part. You would question the goalkeeper as well on the free kick. He parried it away, and as you said, Sammy Smodic kept it alive for Ireland, and in the end Heimir Hallgrímsson celebrating the goal with a big fist pump.
It's a better finish, Adrian, every time you look at it. Salah's such a difficult height for Evan. He actually can't take it first time, but has the composure to almost kill it on his thigh. Just kind of compose himself and make good contact with a second touch and get it over the line. Really good finish.
So we're into the 52nd minute, and Ireland with a goal back. Pat Fenlon.
Yeah, it's just a start we needed. Like you said, they got that start in the first half. We've got it in this half. Can we build on it? Saloy, the centre half, is on the ball now. He looks a little bit rattled after only gave the foul away on Evan Ferguson. Good ball in from Manning, but for me the goalkeeper's really poor. I think he can catch that. If he's going to punch it, he has to clear it. But the crowd is now up as well, and it's a red card.
Yeah, it's a red card for Roman Shalai, the score of the second Hungarian goal. The referee dishes out the red card, and Hungary are down to 10 players early in the second half. They lead by 2 goals to 1, but a big call made by the referee. He dished out the red card. Well, the Hungarian bench may well protest.
Yeah, just in a replay there, Adrian, Darragh O'Shea. Shalai comes in a little bit late. I'm not too sure how much contact there is on the calf of Darragh O'Shea. He makes contact upper body. He barges into the back and he kind of leads with his left foot. Not exactly sure how much contact there was with his foot on Darragh O'Shea. He might have just planted it and then continued and barged it into the back. It was an act of petulance, absolutely. Certainly probably warranted a yellow card. Not exactly sure about the red, I've got to be honest with you.
Well, we shall see, because once again play is held up here. Shalai maintaining his innocence. Things just getting a little heated now. Sami Smodic getting involved with the Hungarian man who's received the red card, and Josh Cullen has been given a yellow card. Well, it's all heating up here now. It was a pretty humdrum first half with Hungary very much in control. Ireland, though, with that breakthrough goal in the second half, as the Irish players just exhort the crowd to really get behind the team. Josh Cullen picking up a yellow card. Jason Knight just trying to lift the crowd in the centre of the pitch. But Hungary down to 10. And Shalai is off to score at the second goal for the visiting side. And the initiative now with the Republic of Ireland. They have a man advantage on the night, and they trail by a single goal. And the crowd certainly playing their part at the moment. Free kick about 45 metres out from goal, taken by Manning, hoists it high towards the back post, headed right across the face of goal. Jake O'Brien was in there trying to get something on it, but the referee has awarded a free kick. But Ireland, well, you get the sense that they feel that they can get something from this game. Hungary will make a change very, very shortly. Benche Otfos is getting ready to come on, so the manager Marco Rossi is going to reshape things following the departure of Roland Shalai. But he was late on Darragh O'Shea and was spotted by the officials. You've got a second viewing of it there, Kenny.
Yeah, you got to keep your composure. He wasn't too happy. Josh Cullen got a hold of his jersey, didn't get the free kick. Just couldn't calm himself down quickly enough. Immediately charged towards Darragh O'Shea, lunged towards him. Like I'm going to say it again, I'm not exactly sure how much contact there was with his studs on Darragh O'Shea, but he certainly barged into the back of him. Darragh hit the deck. Gave the referee decision to make. Really unprofessional from Shalai. Put his team in a real predicament now. Having conceded the early goal, now a man down. The captain's been yellow carded already. Real momentum behind the Irish team now. We have to keep this forward momentum going, keep the tempo up, keep the crowd involved in the game.
Well, they made the change, and Benche Otfos of Ferencváros is on for his club teammate Alex Toth. Really difficult on Toth. So Ferencváros replacing Ferencváros, the 7-in-a-row champions from the banks of the Danube in Budapest. But Hungary looking for a third goal here, in on goal, and a fine save from Caoimhín Kelleher. Well, that's the danger posed by Hungary on the break, and it was Bola driving forward down that right-hand side. He managed to wriggle free of the Irish rearguard. He drilled it goalwards, and Caoimhín Kelleher down smartly to make the save. This game has really sparked to life, Kenny.
Yeah, probably helps us a little bit of madness in the game, Adrian, I think. I mean, no bad thing for us.
Yep, no harm in having a little bit of chaos. Ireland tend to thrive when things get a little out of hand, and they have the player advantage, and they have possession. Jason Knight will just clip it into the area, and Hungary, who've made that change in an attempt to just solidify matters, as the ball again is delivered into the area. Ireland putting in plenty of crosses here. Knight is onto it once again. Darragh O'Shea to set it in this time. It's a tempting ball. Nago manages to get it clear. Josh Cullen works it back, and now it's with Collins out to Jason Knight. Plenty of space, and they're really dropping off at the moment, Hungary. So Knight with an opportunity to deliver the ball into the area. More defending for Hungary to do. One-way traffic at the moment, and it's the team in green carrying the threat. Finazaz inside the area, and Salai is there to intervene for Hungary. And the Irish fans really trying to lift the team. 57th minute, Ireland 1, Hungary 2. Throw-in to be taken by Jake O'Brien. O'Brien, once again, well, he thought about the long one, but instead works it short to Knight, who sends it in towards the penalty spot. And Nathan Collins, who has joined the attack for the set piece, manages to keep it in play on the far side. Collins to send it back in. Ireland really peppering the goalmouth of Hungary at the moment, and the Hungarians managed to work it clear. And it's the 10 who try to break on Ireland. They're well mopped up by Jason Knight. He's certainly been energised since the start of the second half. Ireland dictating, controlling, but a goal down at the moment. Hungary leading by 2-1. Who are 2 to the good, but they're down a man at the moment. And they will be the remainder of the game. Salai sending it forward to the new man in, Otvos, who works it short. They'll try and get a grip on proceedings once again. And Otvos just clips it out to the far side. Bit of a laboured touch there by Nego, but he gets away with it. Hungary retaining possession. And this, from their point of view, is very important that they just suck the energy out of the occasion, because the Irish fans getting right behind the team at the moment. Sent forward to Varga, and Varga gets the return pass on the far side. Very tidy in possession once again, Hungary, as they stroke the ball around. Szoboszlai, a little give and go, and he's driving forward about 35 metres out from goal. Works it on to his right, thought about the shot, slips it out to the right hand side. Bola involved, and the shot went across the face of goal. Goes well off target, but again, evidence of the threat they pose.
Yeah, brilliant play from Szoboszlai. The 1-2 around the corner took Jason Knight out of the game. Just surprised he didn't take the shot on, shifted it onto his right foot. Looked as if Adrian was going to pull the trigger. 25 is out, didn't elect just to slide in Bola. He just felt then the opportunity was lost.
Yeah, Bola, who had a stint at Wolves without making an impact in England, now playing with that Rapid Vienna. Smodic works it back to Jake O'Brien. 59th minute. Cullen to lift it in. Manning arriving inside the area, and he gets his head to it, but just over the top. Well, Ireland very much on song. It's as if somebody turned a switch right at the start of the second half. Evan Ferguson's goal getting them right back into the match, and then the sending off for Roland Shalai. And Ireland very much dictating matters at the moment, but Hungary, they remain so dangerous on the break. The referee is going to dish out a yellow card to the goalkeeper, Dennis Tabuz, not entertaining any time wasting whatsoever. So he's now on a yellow card, Tabuz, the goalkeeper. And the energy levels around the Aviva Stadium at the moment, quite something. If you could tap into it, certainly the Irish players are tapping into it at the moment. Hitting the 60th minute mark, I would imagine if things had stayed as they were at half time, this is the time he'd be looking to his bench. But what we have at the moment in terms of Heimer Hallgrimsson's viewpoint is perhaps we just hold on to what we have, and the 11 that are out there are doing a fine job at the moment. No need to change it perhaps for the next wee while. Hungary again trying to provide an opening for themselves. The ball moved into a central area. Styles getting involved, and now Otvos. Here's Szoboszlai. Out to Kirkes, the two Liverpool players combining once again. Clever once again from Szoboszlai. Kirkes doing really well to link up with his teammate once again. And they exchange passes as they just suck the energy out of the night. Otvos back to Szoboszlai. And he sweeps it out to their right-hand side. A 40-metre crossfield ball to pick out to Loic Nego. As they again retain possession, Hungary. And just tried to quieten the crowd a little. Szoboszlai back to Kirkes. Goalkeeper's available if decides to go all the way back. He's inside his own half at the moment, Milos Kirkes, and he sends it now to Willi Orban, who sends it forward, and now it might work out for Hungary. Ireland looking a little stretched here at the moment as Bola gets involved. Opportunity from a difficult angle, and it's a fine save in the end from the Irish goalkeeper. Caoimhín Keller did really well. Hungary not done in this match by any stretch of the imagination. The ball lifted in, and Bola coming in at the back post couldn't have applied the touch at the end. It was a clever ball from Szoboszlai over the top, and the Irish defence was really opened up there, but the final crucial touch not forthcoming.
They're still carrying the threat. Szoboszlai in particular dictating things in that central area of the pitch. Things a little bit too easy there. But the man advantage should be pressing them a little bit more. Shouldn't be as comfortable as that in possession. The Hungarians, they've gone into a kind of a flat five, the Hungarians, a narrow midfield three. There's going to be plenty of spaces down the sides for us to get balls, crosses into the box from these wide areas.
Knight, having received from Josh Cullen. Ireland with possession in the 62nd minute. Rolled across to this near side for Darragh O'Shea, who slips it down the line to O'Brien. And back with Darragh O'Shea, who lifts the ball into the area. And Bola back defending, forced to nod it behind. It'll be a corner kick. Bendigo's Bola didn't quite know what was around him, so he took no chances, puts it behind for a corner kick, which Ireland are getting ready to take rather quickly. They've really picked up the tempo and the pace in the second half. Finn Azaz had to take it. Azaz, who recently made the move from Middlesbrough to Southampton. Nathan Collins has gone forward for this set piece. It's on Ireland's left-hand side, on the east-hand side of the ground, to be taken by Finn Azaz. Plenty of movement. Manning available on the edge of the area. Nobody picking him up at the moment as the corner is bent in. And Darragh O'Shea got something on it, and it goes behind. Ireland looking for the corner kick. O'Shea is absolutely convinced it should be another corner for the Republic of Ireland, but the referee not in agreement.
Darragh O'Shea, Jacob Ryan, a great delivery into the box. It was actually good defended from Hungary in the end. To all intents and purposes, it looked as if Jacob Ryan was going to get his head on that. I think Darragh O'Shea is going to be an interesting one now. Adrian, Hungary dropping off the play now. Back defender's going to have a lot of the ball. Darragh O'Shea, for me, his great delivery into the box. I'd like to see him pushing into more advanced areas down the right hand side. He's got a great whip into the box in terms of his delivery. See a little bit more of that.
I'll tell you what, Hungary won't be allowed any time wasting. The crowd certainly getting on the back of the goalkeeper there, encouraging the referee to take further action. Remember, of course, De Bouz has picked up a yellow card already for taking his time over a restart. Finn Azaz rolls it short now to Josh Cullen in the centre of the pitch inside the Hungarian half. And now it's Matt Doherty as Ireland raid down the left-hand side. Manning with the opportunity perhaps to engineer across here, but his route to goal is just blocked off at the moment. So Ireland have to recycle it through Nathan Collins, who feeds it on out to Finn Azaz on this near side. Azaz faced by Milos Kerkez. And now Darragh O'Shea joining the attack, defending very deep at the moment. Hungary, the ball lifted into the area, and Bola gets ahead to it, but only for the benefit of the Galway man, Ryan Manning, who sends it back to Matt Doherty. And Matt Doherty will pick up the pieces once again. And Hungary at the moment just defending their lines, defending the lead they have, which is a 1-goal margin at the moment. In the 65th minute, Azaz in possession, Ireland's right-hand side, moving into a central area, and he pops it off to Collins. And Collins, as the fields of Athenry, breaks out around the Aviva Stadium. On now for O'Brien to deliver the cross. Oh, it's a really good ball into a dangerous area, and Nago is there. Nobody in green attacking the ball there, and Nago nods it behind for a corner kick. And the corner count of the second half really mounting up in favour of Ireland. There'll be another opportunity from Ireland's left-hand side, and once again it'll be Finn Azaz to take. Ireland 2-0 down in the game, but they're right back in it with that goal scored by Evan Ferguson early in the second half. So Azaz once again on set-piece duty here. Gives the signal, and it's a low one towards the near post. Smotic sends it back out towards the edge of the area. That one didn't quite work out for Ireland, but they retain possession of the ball. Knight sweeping it cross field. Manning with an opportunity to deliver the cross deep towards the back post. Collins keeps it alive. Or does he? Well, he did indeed, because the referee's assistant on this near side didn't signal for a wide ball. Certainly some of the Hungarian players thought it had come behind. O'Brien once again to send it in. Oh, it's a great ball! And it's headed just over the top. A cluster of players rising inside the area, amongst them Nathan Collins just over the top. And Ireland making a double change. And Chidozie Ogbene is coming on, and Ireland also will introduce Jack Taylor here. So a double change. So the pace of Ogbene is about to be unleashed on Hungary, and Jack Taylor coming on. Matt Doherty is heading off. So Heimer Hallgrímsson making that double switch in the 66th minute. So Chidozie Ogbene, great to see him back. He's missed Ireland's last 6 matches, and his pace, he says he's lost none of the pace since that awful injury. Josh Cullen, by the way, is the other player who's gone off. So Ireland with that double switch. Your thoughts, Kenny?
Yeah, I can understand that. Taylor, more of a ball playing centre midfielder. That's what we need at the moment, the amount of ball possession that we're going to have. So that's understandable. And Ogbene on the right hand side, where he's most comfortable, gives you real pace and power down that right hand side. He'll also drive into the box as well. Having a lot of joint out Adrian in wide positions. It's a simple enough game really. Wide areas, put good quality delivery into the box. At last, that's exactly what we're doing. Jacob Ryan put a wonderful ball in there a few moments ago. Unfortunately, Nathan Conn, I think he was on his way down when he headed the ball. Darragh O'Shea was screaming behind him. Just got to be patient. Keep working the ball into those wide areas. So once we do, don't hesitate to put that early ball into the box. We're getting good numbers into the box there. I think there's at least another goal there for us if we keep doing the right things.
Well, the Hungarians making a change as well. Attila Moxi is on for just his second cap. At his debut against Kosovo last year, so he's in. And Bola, Bendeguz Bola is the player who has gone off. He was a lively threat for Hungary during the course of the match, but Marco Rossi deciding to make that change. Now is the time as far as he's concerned. They have to try and wrestle control of the match back from the Republic of Ireland. It is a very difficult situation, of course, leading by 2-1 Hungary, but down a player. Ireland, you would expect, will continue to try and exert pressure on the Hungarian rearguard. I'll tell you what, if the crowd can play its part, you wouldn't rule out Ireland grabbing an equaliser. But equally, it has to be said that Hungary remain a real potent threat on the break. Keith Tracy, would that be fair?
Yeah, they are. Bola in particular has had one or two chances. We look an awful lot better, as Kenny said. We're Hungary in a 5-3-1 formation. Just get the ball out wide. Don't disappoint them. Just keep putting it in there. But you look at Ferguson, Smodic, Zaz. There's only really one target out of those three that's going to get their head on the ball. It's going to have to be a decent ball in there. But at times the Hungarians have looked rattled. You see Szoboszlai trying to calm his teammates down. We're in the ascendancy, but just don't want to be hit on the counter.
Well, the clock says 68 minutes played at the Aviva Stadium. Ireland trailing by a single goal, 2-1, and they've got a throw-in on the far side. This has become a real weapon for Ireland. Jacob Ryan hasn't really quite managed to pull it off so far, but he goes short this time to Smodic. And back with Jacob Ryan. Feeds it out now for Manning to deliver the cross, left-footed from the angle of the area. Ogbene rising, and the driven shot from Taylor just over the top. He was doing his level best to just get over the ball, but in the end it blazes just over the top of the crossbar.
Yeah, that's what we want though. Ryan Manning again, putting that early ball into the back post area. That's not a free kick for me. Chiedozie Ogbene is up early above the Hungarian defender, heads it back into the danger area. That's why he's been brought on. We can hit that back post area from Manning in particular. He's going to be asked to drive towards that back post. He's got a height advantage on Kerkez, should have a bit of an advantage there.
And again, the crowd getting on the backs of the goalkeeper, at the back of the goalkeeper as he took his time about delivering the restart there, but in the end the ball goes out of play on this near side. So hit the 70th minute. Confirmation of the attendance, 50,137 in attendance. A fair few, you'd have to say, from Hungary, about 3,000 or 4,000 away to our left hand side. They're looking on very nervously at the moment. Their team just about hanging on to this lead. They'll feel at the moment it's an anxious lead, a nervy lead. Ireland applying lots of pressure, putting of balls into the area, but Ireland got the quality to break down Hungary for a second time tonight. There's still plenty of time to go, of course.
Yeah, there is. The Hungarians know that just trying to kill the game at the moment. Szoboszlai taking his time to get across and take this kind of throw in. It's all about game management now from Hungary. Just taking the ball away from Ireland, just trying to kill the game as best they can.
Szoboszlai works it back to Kerkez, and Kerkez under pressure. The ball goes out of play. It's an Ireland throw-in. Might have taken it quickly. Certainly Chiedozie Ogbene was off and running and ready to receive, but Ireland just slowing it down for a moment or two. 20 minutes remaining in Dublin, and it's Ireland 1, Hungary 2. The opening night at the World Cup qualifiers. Portugal already with a big win a little earlier in Yerevan by 5-0. João Felix, Cristiano Ronaldo with 2 apiece, and João Cancelo also on the score sheet there. By the way, England, in case you missed it, 2-0 winners in their opening match against Andorra, an own goal and Declan Rice. The difference there. Here's Chiedozie Ogbene. Brilliant to see him back. Finn Azaz is onto it for Ireland. 40 metres out from goal. Well defended. The attempt across from Finn Azaz by Dominic Szoboszlai. Jacob Ryan just rolls the ball for Darragh O'Shea. On now for Nathan Collins. The game almost exclusively now being played inside the Hungarian half. Manning getting involved on the far side, back with Nathan Collins, and Collins will try to orchestrate by moving the ball cross field now for Jacob Ryan. 45 metres out from goal, faced by Szoboszlai. Nathan Collins once again. They really have dropped off, Hungary, defending just on the edge of their area. The ball delivered into the box, and Bene rising, and the header goalwards is still there. Smodic with the follow-up attempt. Excellent save by the goalkeeper. Ireland keeping the ball alive as they threaten to draw level. Well, that was a really fine piece of goalkeeping to deny the Republic of Ireland by Debus. Manning down the left-hand side to Smodic, and Mokshi slides in, knocks the ball out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Republic of Ireland, but Finn Azaz very, very close to drawing Ireland level. Again, the ball delivered into the area. Plenty of missiles being rained in on that penalty box that Hungary are very valiantly defending in the second half. Remember, they're down a player.
Yeah, Bennett's got the beat in Kirkes, now right wing position. Ryan Manning knows it. Every opportunity is looking to get that ball in as quickly as possible.
And Ireland have it once again. O'Brien sends it back out to Finn Azaz, who delivers a tempting ball. And plenty in green rising, including Nathan Collins inside the area. At the end, it drops wide of the target. So I guess the difficulty for the Republic of Ireland at this point, Kenny, is they hard enough to open up a defence like the Hungarians, but certainly from the wide areas they're trying to deliver a lot of crosses and really high pressure. That's been the main threat, really.
Yeah, exactly. So the next logical argument after that is you're putting this type of delivery more often into the box. Who have you got in the box now apart from Evan Ferguson? You need to get that second striker on. Adamida, Johnny Kenny, I think so. I think it's calling out for that, maybe pushing his ass out to the wing, getting the second striker on.
Ferguson lays it off to Ogbene, drills it low into the area, and Nago is there to slice it away, but he slices the ball behind. It'll be an Ireland corner kick, and just listen to the crowd inside the Aviva Stadium. And the players certainly encouraging the crowd to keep the noise levels up here. Hungary at the moment standing firm in the 74th minute. Ireland 1, Hungary 2. Ireland corner on this near side to be taken by Galway's Ryan Manning. And the ole ole chant begins to build. Referee has a bit of business to sort out inside the area. Darragh O'Shea and Nathan Collins there. So too is Jake O'Brien. So the corner just held up, and Ireland with the initiative at the moment, but can they produce the levelling goal? Manning holds the right arm aloft, that's the signal, and he swings it high and very, very deep towards the back post of Bene, back across the face-off goal, helped on by Darragh O'Shea, and Hungary managed to scramble it away, and they just knocked the ball downfield. And that's the pressure they're under, just happy to clear their lines, and Ireland have it back straight away as they try to probe and build once again. Knight feeds it wide now for Manning on the right hand side, moving into central area, again under no pressure as he sweeps it crossfield to Chidozie Bene, and Bene back after that terrible injury, cuts inside the area. Nago trying to defend. Nago goes to ground, manages to get something on the ball, but again the cross comes in and away by Orban for Hungary. All hands to the pump at the moment for the Hungarians, hanging on to this 2-1 lead. A long time to cling on. Ogbene driving forward, taking on Nago, who does his job really well, gets a block on it, but still there for the Republic of Ireland. Taylor will leave it for Ogbene. Now with Finn Azaz back out to Chidozie Ogbene, and the Cork man feeds it now for Manning on the edge of the area. Does really well to spin away from trouble, slips it in. Ferguson inside the area, trying to tee it up for Finn Azaz. All a bit complex there, and in the end Hungary managed to smuggle the ball to safety.
Yeah, sure, taking the shot on Finn Azaz. Clever little play. Manning popped the little ball into Evan Ferguson. One touch, Finn Azaz on his right foot, just pulled the trigger, could go through the defender's legs into the goal.
O'Brien trying to get away from Kirkes, and Kirkes just felt the contact, and down he goes. Everton against Liverpool there. Kirkes was very wily in terms of that situation. Just felt the contact. He was under pressure from Jake O'Brien, and well, you can't blame a defender for hitting the deck once there's contact, I guess. Yeah.
Now we're doing a lot of things right at the moment, Adrian. Sustained pressure, we're getting penning the Hungarians in, getting more good quality ball into the box. Like I was saying, the only thing is for me, can we get another header of the ball, good header of the ball onto the pitch, into those forward areas of the pitch as quickly as possible.
Well, the crowd again getting on to the referee, and so too is Heimer Hallgrimsson talking to the fourth official about what I would imagine he feels is time wasting on the part of the Hungarians. Finn Azaz facing his own goal inside his own half, does really well to work his way clear of trouble and pick out Nathan Collins, who surges up towards halfway, had support out to his left hand side, and again Hungary content to drop off. There's a bit of a tangle off the ball, and the referee has awarded a free into the Republic of Ireland. Sammy Smodic and Nago getting involved, but Nago was adjudged to be the guilty party, and Ireland get the free kick.
Yeah, I thought we got away with one there a little bit, to be honest with you. Smodic's on the inside. For me, actually barges Nago. Nago trying to get back in contact with Manning. Smodic just blocks him off, dragging each other's jerseys there. Probably got the benefit of the doubt there, but it's a great position. Ryan Manning, such a good deliverer of the ball. One of the reasons why he's in the starting 11 tonight. He's going to play a big part between now and the end of the game, the final 15 minutes of this game. Want to see him on the ball, even from this left back position. Adrian's free kick now. Want him to see him as high up the pitch as possible, delivering into the box.
Yeah, it's about 25-30 metres out from goal, left hand side, so this will be an in swinger with the left boot. Ireland have looked threatening with these set pieces, and he sweeps it in towards the back post. It's kept in place there for the Republic of Ireland. It's teed up for Agbene. Keeper makes the save. Ferguson trying to latch on to it. The ball from O'Brien lifted into the area, and again Hungary stand firm and they work it clear. All sorts of chaos inside the Hungarian defence there. Jason Knight drills in across. It's a deep ball towards the back post, kept alive, and in the end the referee adjudges there was some fouling going on. Darragh O'Shea with hands on head, can't believe, and it's going to be a free kick, a relieving free kick for Hungary. So Sammy Smodic, a double change being made. Mikey Johnston and Adam Ida coming on. Sammy Smodic heading off, and so too Finn Azaz. Heimer Hagrimsson making a couple of attacking changes. And the pace and trickery of Mikey Johnson would offer something for the Republic of Ireland, and obviously the threat posed by Adam Ida in terms of goal scoring. He will try to link up with Evan Ferguson now.
Yeah, absolutely, Adrian. That second striker now, that second physical presence inside the box when those crosses come into the box. More for those Hungarian defenders to worry about. They've been fully stressed. They defended the box quite well up to this point, but certainly Adam Ida's presence alongside Evan Ferguson now paramount now in terms of getting the ball into those wide areas as quick as we can. Mikey Johnson, Ogbeni in those wide areas, get that delivery into the box ASAP.
And Hungary will make a double change very shortly with Zsolt Nagy and Bernard Toth about to come on, but Ireland threatening as the ball is played into the area. Darragh O'Shea is hauled down. Oh, this is a really promising position, and a yellow card has been brandished to one of the Hungarian players, but Darragh O'Shea, who managed to get on the ball just outside the area. So this one is only about a metre outside the area. It's to the right of the post as Ireland attack, but it is a very fine position to be in. And the player who was yellow carded there was Varga, the attacker back defending. Barnabas Varga picking up the yellow card. So Varga, who opened the scoring, he's going off moments after picking up a yellow card, and they make that double change with Nagy and Toth coming on with 10 minutes to go. Milos Kerkez is the other player going off for Hungary. So fresh legs coming on to this late point of the match for the Hungarians, who are just about hanging on in there.
This is perfect, Adrian. Ryan Manning scored twice already for Southampton. Free kicks this season. We've seen him what he can do already. 15-20 minutes previously, testing the boost from this area. He's a little bit closer now. It's the perfect angle for a left footer. Mikey Johnson's on the ball, but there's only one person who's going to take this on. Ryan Manning, whether it's going to be a little feeler over the wall inside that near post, he's going to wrap his foot around it and drill it inside that far post. We're going to find out in a few seconds.
Well, Ryan Manning has never scored for the Republic of Ireland. This would be a good time to change all that. Mikey Johnson is there as well. 5 in the Hungarian wall. It's a really promising position for Ireland. Can they draw level? It's Manning through the wall. Oh, the keeper got a touch to it, and it's a big save. Manning denied his first international goal. Brilliant by the boots.
Yeah, it's keeper side. It's a good strike, but it's one you expect the goalkeeper to make. But again, more pressure, great opportunity, get that good quality delivery into the box.
So Johnston to take the corner kick, but the referee sounds his whistle, and that rather frustrates the crowd because again, things need sorting out inside the area.
Nathan Collins, Roy Orban's rugby time. He's got his arms around Nathan Collins there, trying to almost pull him to the ground. Nathan's got to bring the referee's attention to that. If he keeps at it, he might get a penalty in our favour.
Hungarian fans away to our left-hand side trying to lift their team. Mikey Johnson again, the jostling goes on inside the area. The ball delivered flat towards the near post, and the referee has adjudged it's a goal kick. And a couple of the Irish players getting rather frustrated with that decision. It's a poor corner kick. But again, the tugging was going on.
I was looking at the referee there, it almost sensed as if he was putting his whistle to his lips, thinking about giving the penalty, because Orban got a hold. Nathan Collins again got a piece of his jersey. If Nathan Collins had thrown himself to the ground there, he might have got the benefit of the doubt and got himself a penalty. Orban really skating on thin ice at the moment.
8 minutes to go. The Hungarians down to 10, but they lead by a goal. 2-1 the scoreline here at the Aviva Stadium. They had Roland Shalai red carded early in the second half. Well, they have possession now, deep inside the Irish half. That's a rare thing because it's been all Ireland since the red card was issued. Chidozie Ogbene back defending, does really well to work it clear, and now Darragh O'Shea will carry it up towards halfway, and he pings it out to Ireland's left hand side. And the team in green trying to threaten once again. Manning sweeps across field into space. There's so much space out there for Ireland to exploit, but Chidozie Ogbene has some degree of rustiness there as he tried to gather the ball in, and the referee has awarded a free kick in favour of Hungary. Pat Fenlon, your thoughts now?
Yeah, I think it's just keep more of the same. Just get the ball wide, get the balls into the box. The one thing we've got to stop doing is, don't get frustrated. I know there's not long left, but don't give silly frees away like that. Benye, silly free. It just gives them time to kill the game, slow everything down, get up the pitch and launch it. But just more of the same. We got the second striker on. We got plenty of bodies getting into the box now. Just keep swinging balls into the box, and hopefully that chance will come.
So Salai to take this free kick deep inside his own half for Hungary, who lead here by 2-1. Ireland with a decent record against Hungary in recent times. They won 3 of the last 5 against Hungary, unbeaten in all 5. But at the moment, it's the Hungarians who are set to take the spoils. They've managed to work it downfield near the corner flag. They have a throw in, and Dominic Szoboszlai, well, that'll further irritate and annoy the crowd, because he was going to take the throw in and then thought otherwise. So he's left it for Naj to take. So Naj, as the Irish fans implore him to get on with it, Szoboszlai delivers the ball right across the area. Nago in pursuit of Mikey Johnston, gets there first, and now the break is on for the boys in green. Johnston raiding down the left-hand side. Hungary backpedaling at the moment. They've got the white shirts back at the moment. Mikey Johnston linking up here with Ferguson. Sends it back out now for Jason Knight. Has support available from Jake O'Brien, and O'Brien just slows down the momentum by sending it back out the pitch. But he receives the pass in the wide right position. Opportunity for Ireland to deliver. Knight lifting it in towards the back post. Nago will head it clear, but only for the benefit of Manning, who has an opportunity to send it back in. Ida in the wide left position sends it back to Manning. Gets a touch on it and controls it away by Salai for the Hungarians, who are defending for their lives at the moment. Knight on Ireland's right to dink it into the area. Some jostling going on inside the area, so the crowd in the south stand just imploring for the referee to take action, and Nathan Collins likewise as he heads back to his defensive station.
Yeah, we're too much of a hurry there to get the ball into the box. Jason Knight's 35, 40 yards out on the right hand side. He's going to make another pass, hit Ogbene wide, little 1-2. Try and gain 10-15 yards, get inside the 18-yard box, then deliver it into the penalty box. At the moment, just floating balls into the back post area, they're easier to defend against. When you get beyond the 18-yard box, close to the end line, and you're smashing balls or dinking balls to the back post or little cutbacks, that's really when you're testing the opposition defenders. Just need to take 1 or 2 more passes in those wide areas, just kind of inch a little bit further up the pitch before we commit to hitting those crosses into the box.
And again, the Hungarian fans away to our left-hand side, trying to just encourage their team, who've really dropped off. It's the state of play, down to 10, but leading by 2-1. Ireland asking all the questions at the moment, as Jason Knight does really well to retain control of the ball, sends it cross field. Manning available, so to Mikey Johnson, who receives from Manning, delivers the ball into the area. Darragh O'Shea was rising inside the area, and eventually Szoboszlai works it clear up towards halfway, where it's collected by the Irish goalkeeper. That tells you something really at this point of the match. Caoimhín Keller inside the centre circle. Knight to Collins, about 40 metres out from goal for Mikey Johnston, and Johnston now just clips the ball. It's a high hanging ball, and it's a nothing ball in the end. And now Hungary can break with Szoboszlai driving up towards halfway, trying to link up with Naj. thorough 50-50 challenge, but Jason Knight comes out on top. Good work by the Bristol City man to retain control of the ball. And now Collins of Brentford sweeps it wide for Manning, and Manning puts the head down and off he goes, tearing down that left-hand side, and he cuts inside away from the Hungarian challenge. Does really well to hold it up. He's had a fine game, certainly has put in a lot of work for Ireland. Manning, but the ball is swept out now to Ogbene. Well, the ball was driven at him at pace. He tried to get away from Naj, and Naj, incensed at the referee, has taken action here. It's going to be a free kick for Ireland, and again this is going to be another testing situation for the Hungarian defence.
Great position for Ryan Manning, almost level with the 18-yard box, 4 yards wide of the penalty box. Brilliant position to whip that left foot into a dangerous area. Plenty of targets in there. Romanian goalkeeper already shown he's not too keen to come off his goal line, so real opportunity this.
Well, the crowd ready to will this in. Mikey Johnston and Manning over the dead ball. It's in the wide right position, about 10 metres outside the area. Difficult angle. It's swept in towards the back post, and in the end it goes behind, and goal kick is the decision, and the clock continues to tick on. A little over 2.5 minutes remaining. Hungary haven't beaten Ireland in Dublin since 1969. They're a few minutes away from ending that particular run. Ireland battling hard here for an equalising goal.
That's a chance, Adrian. It really is. Evan Ferguson at the back post. Nobody really near him. It was an acute angle. Heads it into the back of I think it was Jake O'Brien. Only 4 yards out.
Ferguson doing really well to release Chidozie Ogbene. There's a collision there for the man who's on a yellow card, Attila Salai, and the referee comes across. I don't think he's going to take any further action. Already down to 10, they can ill afford to pick up another red card here. I don't think the referee is going to take any further action. I think he's going to argue that it was just a coming together with Chidozie Ogbene and Salai.
Well, he knows exactly what he's doing there, Salah. He's going to beat him for pace. Doesn't make it too obvious, to be honest with you, and impede Ogbene. Just going to stand his ground, make sure he makes physical contact with Ogbene, concedes the free kick. He's going to get away with the second yellow card. That's smart, experienced play. It's even still, though, another great position for Ireland, Manning in particular.
He's just moved to, I mentioned the fact that he's playing for Kasımpaşa now in Turkey. He's only just made the move in the last couple of weeks from Hoffenheim in Germany, Salah, but as you say, he used all his experience there, the picture of injured innocence. A free kick for Ireland, and an opportunity here. It's about a metre in for the sideline, halfway inside the Hungarian half, where he's swung in by Manning. A decent delivery, but Hungary managed to stand firm for now. Retrieved on the far side, work back to Mikey Johnston on the angle of the area, might open up for the shot. He has a crack at goal from a long way out. Still there though for the Republic of Ireland, Adamida to send it in, and Nathan Collins rising. He just couldn't quite get something on it, and one of the Hungarian players has gone down inside the area as we tick into the 90th minute at the Aviva Stadium.
It was a great delivery from Adamidi into the box. Nathan Collins attacking it, just nudged in the back, just pushed him under the ball. Unfortunately, nobody was attacking the space in behind them. Had to give the Hungarians a little bit of credit, Adrian, in terms of how well they defend their penalty boxes. Haven't given up too many free headers to Irish players in there. They've kind of scrapped away. They've got blocks. They've anticipated second balls. They've hacked the ball clear. Shown really resolute in the defending for the majority of the second half, considering they've been a man down.
The last roll of the dice, Jason Knight is off, and Casey McAteer is on. And it's a free kick for Hungary. 6 additional minutes to be added on. 6 minutes for Ireland to produce Operation Salvage here at the Aviva Stadium. We were 2-0 down, and they've come out fighting in the second half. That red card for Shalai early in the second half have really changed the complexion of the game. Up to that point, the Hungarians were largely comfortable, although the doubts had begun to creep in once Evan Ferguson finished to the back of the net to make it 2-1. Manning goes down on the far side, the referee trotting across to check on him, and clearly he's none too happy, because Ireland need to keep it going here. Manning back on his feet, he'll try and run off that particular knock. So we're in the first minute of the 6 deemed necessary at a minimum by the referee. Free kick for Ireland on the far side, about a metre in from the sideline. And again, a line of Hungarian players on the edge of the area to defend this free kick. It's moved across field, picked up now by Jake O'Brien. Goes round the outside, delivers across towards the back post. And it's headed into the danger zone. Hungary struggling to get it clear at the moment as Adamida winds up, gets a shot away, but blocked. It's still there for the Republic of Ireland. Manning to send it back into the area, and up they rise inside the congested area, and Hungary have possession, and they have an opportunity to clear their lines. Drill downfield towards Sabozlai, who goes down after a bit of a coming together. I think he was looking for that one as he collided with Taylor. The referee was happy to allow play continue. Manning to pump it back into the area. Collins rising, it'll run here for Chidozie Ogbene. Ireland knocking on the door in stoppage time, looking for the equalising goal, but well defended by Nash on this occasion at the expense of a throw-in, quickly taken by Chidozie Ogbene. Here's Taylor driving up towards the edge of the area. They're defending so deep at this late point of the game. Hungary, they're just about clinging on. Mikey Johnston feeds it wide. Manning across the area. Chidozie Ogbene gets the ball under control, has support available. Taylor with a short pass. Now Mikey Johnston again shaping to shoot. Manning just inside the area, clipping it across the face of goal. Adamida's there. It's the equalising goal. It's Adamida in stoppage time. Knocking on the door. They've broken it down. Adamida heads on a level. 2-0 down. They look dead and buried on the comeback, and they've garnered at the very least a point. Adamida off the bench to head on a level.
So pleased with the players. Ryan Manning in particular, no surprise he was heavily involved. Probably our best player on the evening. Showed real composure. Spoke about a few minutes earlier, Adrian, getting beyond the 18-yard box and finding that killer cross into the box. That's exactly what Manning did. Just popped it up to the back post, just asked him to be headed into the back of the net, and there's that second striker off the bench. Adamida with the kind of simplest of tap-ins, could have missed it, good concentration level, just punched the past Dungardian goalkeeper. We've earned this.
Well, the man who's just made the move from Celtic to Swansea City has come up with a massive goal for Heimer Hallgrímsson and for the Republic of Ireland on the opening night of their World Cup qualifying campaign. In all kinds of trouble, 2 goals down at the interval, but back in it through Evan Ferguson, and a very fine finish at that. I may have done him a disservice a little earlier when I suggested it was bundled in. They showed great composure, and obviously the red card, a huge issue for Hungary. And the equalising goal, Adam Ida has used up the player of the match. Echoes around the Aviva, and it's gone the way of the Irish goalkeeper, Keegan Kelleher. Not too sure the Irish spectators are convinced by that one, but there you go, that's Ronnie Whelan for you. I think the boos are for the
absolutely.
The
no, nobody's thinking Queven's being there any shape or form. Look, my own part, I've mentioned him already there. Ryan Manning got top, particularly when the second half he's come to the fore. He's really driven us forward from that orthodox kind of left back position, and obviously that was a cross of real top quality in the lead up to the second goal. But it's been so much better from Ireland's second half. It's been a different team, different performance, and a different way of playing second half. That's the most important thing, Adrian. That's something we have to learn going forward.
Well, I suggested Ireland had garnered a point, at the very least a point, because they're still going for it, and there's still time to complete the job and make it a 3-point mission here. Hungary trying to fend off Ireland. Last few seconds here. Collins from about 40 metres just lifts the ball in towards the area, and Salai got something on it. It'll break here for Chidozie Ogbene, and Ogbene under pressure from Sabozlai gets a touch to it. The ball goes out of play, quickly taken throw in, and now it's sent in by O'Brien, and up they rise inside the area. And Hungary, well, they can't wait for the referee's whistle. Set back in, up they go. Darryl Shea gets his head onto it, and over the top it goes. And Hungary nearly there in terms of claiming a point. It's the last minute of the 6 added on by the referee. There may well be a few more seconds to be played past that, but time certainly ticking on here.
It's half a chance. It was half a chance, Adrian. Again, Manning heavily involved, just helping it back into the danger area. Really timed his run well. Darryl Shea under pressure from Hungarian defender, still made good contact. You could tell he was trying to arrow inside the far corner, just over the crossbar. Great finish from Ireland.
Well, Heimer Hallgrímsson suggested he was aiming for 6 points from the opening double assignment against Hungary tonight and Armenia on Tuesday. And he may well have to aim for 4 now, but still time. Appeals for handball against Ostva. The play goes on with the referee. Eventually sounds the whistle. It's going to be a free kick. Eventually Ostva's with an errant handball. It's a free kick Ireland, but it's some distance out, about 45 metres out from goal, but of course it means a set piece, an opportunity for Manning to deliver. Can they complete their job, Kenny?
Yeah, he's trying to bring it even a bit wider, 10 yards wider, right, Manning. You know that initial angle isn't great, it's too central. He's got himself another 5 yards here, giving himself a little bit more of an angle. Probably just more of a floater this one rather than wrap his left foot around it. Just make sure you get it in the danger area.
This is it for Ireland. We're into the 7th minute of additional time. It's played towards the back post. The ball goes behind. It's a goal kick, and that could be that. That could be that for Ireland. Into the 7th minute we go. It's been a real roller coaster of a night for Heimer Hallgrímsson. His team in all kinds of bother at the break. 2-0 down, but a really, really valiant showing in the second half. They pulled it back. Adamida with that injury time equalising goal. Evan Ferguson on target for Ireland. And of course the Hungarians early in the second half reduced to 10. Roland Salai sent off. He got their second goal of the match after Barnabas Varga had opened the scoring. That seems like a long time ago, but Ireland have rescued a point. Full time at the Aviva. Ireland 2, Hungary 2.
Adrian Eames, Kenny Cunningham, thank you for that. What a game of football. Isn't sport mad on nights like that? 2-0 down. We're all fairly, we thought we were out in our feet, Keith Tracy, but what about that second half from the Republic of Ireland? The red card was huge.
The red card was huge. I've had a look at a couple of replays in real time. I didn't think it was a red card. It's silly from Salo. He doesn't need to do it. He just gets a little bit wound up given he doesn't get a free kick in the first instance. But what Ireland did then, they grew into the game. They started putting ball after ball into the box. They asked question after question of the Hungarian defence, the goalkeeper, and all of a sudden these players who looked so good in the first 45 minutes look like they have little weaknesses in them. And look, the second 45 minutes was brilliant. We went and got the goal early in the second half. Ferguson just forces it over the line. Then the red card comes. All of a sudden our tails are up and we're reacting to it rather than wrestling it that way ourselves. A little bit of luck within the game. And look, towards the end there was only going to be one winner. You know, is there enough to get behind there with this Irish team? Had Hungary not have had Salai sent off, would we have went and dominated like that? I don't know, but look, I think we reacted really, really well in the second half. But Heimer Hallgrímsson will be underlined that first 45 minutes is nowhere near good enough at this level. However, the second 45 minutes was brilliant.
We should clarify as well, the red card was checked with VAR, Pat.
Yeah, I don't know who's sitting in bar, but that's a shocking red card for me if the game's gone that soft. It's a poor decision, really poor decision. It does change the game, but we're delighted with it because it helps us. And I spoke at half time, just the aggression, directness, it was all there in the second half. Obviously a bit like us in the first half, they get knocked back early goal, red card puts us in the ascendancy. But again, just late on we probably panic a little bit putting crosses in from deeper area, but we're well worth a point in the second half. But we got to see that, like, the first half performance is so inept for us, for a home team where we're thinking everybody's up, we're coming at home, first World Cup qualifying game, and we turn in a performance in the first half like we did. Total opposite in the second half. We had a real aggression, real directness, and caused them all sorts of problems with balls into the box. We're also picking up second ball.
Isn't it an awful pity we gave ourselves so much to do after the first half?
Yeah, that's the big worrying point, is that we gave ourselves so much to do. 11 against 11 for the first 45 minutes. We were second best all over the park. And what I really liked about it is we need to find a way to keep Evan in the game. When Evan is in the game, he looks brilliant. When his ball's up to him and he's fighting and he's getting shots off, he looks like he's that player that we all need him to be. But there's long periods where Evan is not involved in the game. And look, the middle of the park is not our friend, trying to break teams down, getting on the half turn. That's not our bag. We haven't got players in there to do that. So for me, get the ball up to Evan, get people in and around and get the ball into the wings. It's the only time we look like scoring where balls into the box, set pieces from Mannings. I have no problem with that, none at all. But don't keep trying to force it through the middle when that isn't, that's not where we're strong. That's where the Hungarians are strong. Play away from their strength and play into ours.
Delighted to say Kenny Cunningham is back with us. He was on co-commentary duty. Kenny, you've had a moment to take it all in. You've had a Murray Mint which you brought along. We appreciate you bringing those Murray Mints along with you tonight.
I needed those sweets. I was sucking on those money mints, I know, for like a good thing in the first half. But I'm listening to two lads there, Darren, about in terms of how we played second half. How often have we had this conversation over the last 3 to 4 years in terms of how we're looking to play? I read comments from the manager this week suggesting we're going to get back to a style of play which suits our players, which the players are comfortable with, and it gets the best out of them. And I thought, happy days, I'll row him behind that, absolutely. But I didn't see that first half. I saw us playing in a manner first half which doesn't suit the players we have, and which doesn't bring out the best of the players that we have. 2 number 6s, 2 number 10s, a box in midfield, not capable of playing those little clever one-touch passes around the corner. Full-backs playing high and wide, getting isolated in wide areas. Keith speaks about Evan Ferguson getting isolated. Of course he's isolated. We can't get the ball into him playing this system. We can't work the ball quickly and cleverly up the pitch. We never have done. I never played in Nordish team which played that way. I don't know if these lads did. And second half we saw the best of Ireland. Now you could say they had a man sent off. I understand that. But if we still had played in this manner second half, we would have got a foothold in the game and got ourselves back into the game. First 5 minutes of the second half, Nathan Collins hit 2 big 50-yard diags over to Evan Ferguson. He didn't win them, but we won the second ball and we got a foothold in the game. 1 free kicks and it got us up the pitch. And we went from there. And we went from there by simplifying the game, getting the ball back to front of the area, get into wide areas, good quality delivery into the box. And that we spoke about Hungary first half, how comfortable they were, their defenders, barely getting out with third gear. They hadn't got nothing left in the tank at the end of that game in terms of how they were desperately defending their 18-yard box. We stressed them left and right, up and down the pitch, all ends. All they had to do to get that point. But there's a reason why we got back into the game, and there's a reason why we pushed them to the limit, and it's how we played in this second half. And I'm just surprised we haven't got back to this style of play quicker under Heimer. I felt this was going to be the case when he came in. He spoke about 2 banks of forward, 2 left forwards on the left hand side, right side, combinations down the side. In terms of how we played previously with ice, it was all leading to the fact we were going to strip it back a little bit and go back to front a little bit earlier and play to our strengths traditionally, which we have done. I haven't seen enough up at this point. I certainly didn't see it in the first half. That first half performance actually shocked me in terms of when I came and what I saw, what we're actually trying to do. I was scratching my head. And the second half was different. No point saying the second half was far better. But let's analyse what was far better about it. And when we figure out what it was, stick with it going forward.
You made a lot of great points there, Kenny, but
I think you've got to take in the context of sending off as well. It changes the game completely. And I think to change it, air shape actually suited us because it gave up the wide areas and allowed us to get balls into the box. And I thought particularly down their left hand side, Saloy, the centre half, and Kerkers were really poor in their second half. Kerkers was out his feet with 10-15 minutes to go. But I think the change of the shape actually suited us because we were able to get the ball into wide areas. I thought Ryan Manning was excellent tonight. I thought he used the ball really well, put some great balls into the box. But it does go back to the point, where was that in the first half? But the game changes on the sending off for me, and we're allowed to be able to get higher up the
But what about Kenny's point there, lads? There's question marks over the system. We're not playing the right game, are we?
I wasn't sure about a boxing midfield, to be honest, at the start. I think, having width, having the likes of Benny, I know he hasn't played an awful lot of football, but when he comes on late in the second half, he's the one that can drive past people and lead them for dead. Johnson on the other side, Azaz, Smodics, whoever you wanted to be. I would love to see us play with width, and you tell Knight and Cullen, whoever it is in there, stop the opposition from playing. When you win it, either give it into the striker's feet or get it to the winger's feet and just stay where you are. Do not move from there. The first 45 minutes absolutely kills us. Hungary must have been thought this was going to be difficult. We didn't lay a glove on them whatsoever. And then, look, the second half was brilliant. We go and get a goal. The red card comes, but we've got to keep our best players in the game for long periods. So often, Schmodics is not involved. Azaz is in and out. Ferguson is not really involved. Just simplify the game. Get it out wide. Put the ball into the box. See what you can get from there. But like Kenny says, I think the boxing midfield doesn't suit us. And with those level of defenders that we have, we need to start keeping clean sheets and keeping pride. Nobody should be walking away from the Aviva thinking that was a handy 45 minutes. The first 45 minutes was really poor, and it worries me more than the second 45 minutes give me hope.
Just to finish up, one word from each of you before we go. 2-2 draw here. We're out by the skin of our teeth. Are we still in this campaign based on what we've seen here tonight? Kenny?
We're still in this campaign based on the fact we've only played one game in the group.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. No, off the back of that second half performance, that would give you some hope. I was a little bit surprised the formation, the team selection tonight. For me, Paddy McCarthy, listen to Paddy McCarthy, John O'Shea this week about grinding out results, keeping clean sheets, being difficult to beat, doing what had to be done, kind of winning ugly, that kind of mentality. So for me, I was expecting to see our 4 best defenders on the pitch tonight. I didn't see it. Spoke about Heimer saying playing with 2 natural left footers on the left hand side going forward. We didn't see that. We saw Matt Doherty being kind of put into that left back position. He's got a player playing at Celtic, natural left footer. It was ready made to play in that particular position, but he hasn't had an opportunity there. So small things like that for me, just getting the balance of the team right. But an orthodox 4-4-2, a bit of width that Keith's talking about, and a second striker for me. Having 2 number 9s on the pitch, Finn Azaz and Smodder to me aren't exactly that. They want to play off the front, playing the pockets, drift around the pitch. Adam Ida coming on tonight, staying up the pitch, staying alongside Evan Ferguson, giving 2 targets, working together as a partnership. That's what I'm talking about. I think we've got them. We talk about playing to our strengths. Where's their strengths at the moment, that squad? For me, it's a centre half and a centre forward in terms of the quality which we have.
Yeah, but I if we're going to play 2, I think Troy Parra fits the role in relation to the way we want to play. Where you've got one that's a little bit more clever, play off a striker.
Yeah, lads, we have to go. Pat Fenlon, Kenny Cunningham, thanks for bringing the Murray Mints, and Keith Tracy. It's been a real pleasure. And you know what? We'll go out with the heads held high here. We got a point, a deserved point, and onwards to the next game next Tuesday. Gents, thanks very much. We'll take a break. Quick wrap of the day's sport after this.